presentation of the Hagerstown Suns Network.
The pitch is rocked to left field. It's going a long way, and it's gone over the Bud Light sign.
Hagerstown baseball is on the air. And now let's go to the press box with the voice of the Hagerstown Suns, John Kosis.
Welcome to Municipal Stadium on another beautiful day. Hagerstown playing the Lakewood Blue Claws, about 75 degrees, barely any clouds in the sky, and the Suns get that doubleheader sweep behind quite an impressive moment from Kyle Marincons last night. Let's listen to what happened. The pitch is rocketed to right field. This one has a chance. See you later, baseball. A walk-off 3-run home run from Kyle Marincons. Justin Connell scores from third. Gilbert Lara from second. And now the Gatorade coolers are waiting at home plate. Marincons turns around third. And here's the mob. There goes the helmet. There's baby powder, Gatorade, and water flying everywhere. Your Hagerstown Suns walk it off and sweep the doubleheader. 6-5 the score in Game 2. The Suns are 30-35. Meanwhile, the Blue Claws 24-41. Jake Irvin's going to be on the hill, 4-3 with a 4.61 ERA for the Suns. Jordani Mezquita 2-4 with a 5.18 ERA. He'll be pitching for the Blue Claws, but we're going to take a quick commercial break first. When we come back, Kyle Marincons will tell you more about a special night that we just relived on the Suns Baseball Network.
Hey fans, the Suns only have one homestand remaining in the first half of the season. They'll welcome Lakewood and West Virginia in town June 10th through 16th. There's plenty of fun to be had as the Philadelphia Phillies and Seattle Mariners affiliates come to the Hub City, starting with Park in the Park night Wednesday, June 12th. We'll have Thursday, June 13th, and Sunday, Monday, June 16th, but the homestand is highlighted by Pink Night, June 15th. The Suns will don pink jerseys, and the game will finish with a post-game auction of the game-worn jerseys as Hagerstown tries to raise awareness for breast cancer. For tickets or more information, visit HagerstownSuns.com. What better way to kick off summer than to rock Hagerstown Suns gear? Pick up anything from our pink tanks for $23 to our snow tees for $20. In addition to that, you can be the envy of the barbecue with our dugout mug made from a baseball bat engraved with the Suns logo for $49. You can browse the entire selection of Suns gear at our team store behind home plate or online at HagerstownSuns.com.
Let's go back to the ballpark with the voice of the Hagerstown Suns, John Kosis.
Well, welcome into the Hagerstown Suns pregame show. Moments before first pitch between the Hagerstown Suns and Lakewood Blue Claws. We're joined by Kyle Marincons, and Kyle got to play hero last night, a walk-off 3-run home run. Kyle, not only was it the first walk-off since your walk-off with the bunt and then reached on air in Kannapolis, but then now it's the first walk-off home run in over a year for the Hagerstown Suns. Last time it happened, Alex Flores got a walk-off home run against Lakewood in Game 2 of a doubleheader as well last June. How does it feel to just knock one out of the park in that type of scenario?
It was an incredible feeling. Obviously, I was just trying to do what I could to help the team win, and came up in a big situation. And you got to pick up your teammates in that situation. You know, two guys in front of you get out, and I've been in that situation multiple times where I've been the guy who get out in front of somebody, and I just did what I could to pick up my teammates.
The guy who was on the hill, Ramirez, pitched a little bit in Double-A this year. He had just gotten called down from High A, and now making his South Atlantic League debut this season. So a guy who has a lot of experience at a lot of different levels. What were you looking for with a little bit less of a scouting report than you generally have on a reliever coming in?
I was just trying to sit on something up. I watched him throw a lot of off-speed to a lot of the guys in front of me, and Perkins obviously saw about three changeups and a slider, I think, before me. So I was just trying to see something a little bit more elevated than what he got, and he ended up battling with me to 2-2, and sat on a couple changeups and for balls, and they were good takes, and then he hung me a slider about middle in, line and got barrel on it, so it was pretty cool.
We're with Kyle Marincons, who had last night's walk-off home run just moments before first pitch between the Lakewood Blue Claws and the Hagerstown Suns. This is in the series finale between these two teams. Now, Kyle, what emotions were going around in your mind? I mean, you knew off the barrel of the bat that was gone, and then you go around first base and you finally see it go over that right field fence. What emotions were going on in your head?
It was crazy. I knew it was gone as soon as it hit the bat. I went down the line, and first thing I saw was my teammate Cole Daly jumping around on first base, which was really exciting. And there's just a lot of adrenaline, obviously. So he congratulated me, gave me a high five, and I was running around. I saw my third base coach jumping up and down, and then I saw the team waiting at home plate, and it was a pretty cool experience. Definitely one I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Take us through the center of the mob that you went through. I know I saw a Gatorade cooler. I saw baby powder. We certainly smelled the baby powder afterwards. What was going on in there for you?
That was crazy. Everybody was jumping around, hitting me, and everybody likes to get their shots in when nobody can see inside the huddles. But that's all part of the fun. Definitely a lot of powder. I closed my eyes after I got hit with the water, and then baby powder everywhere. But it was really cool, and I'll remember it forever. And you're never bigger than the game, but the game will humble you, and the game will also give you a lot. So that was one of those nights where it was just really cool moment.
Yeah, the game certainly humbles you, especially at times this year. Hagerstown's bats have been up and down. The pitching's been up and down as well. But is this the first time that you've had any type of walk-off homer? I know you had that walk-off earlier this year, but
yeah, this is the first walk-off homer for me. It was definitely a new experience, and there was a lot of adrenaline. Didn't get as much sleep as I would have liked to last night, but it was worth it. It was a lot of fun, and I think it was really cool for the team.
Let's go back to sitting in your backyard when you're 5 years old, right? Everyone visualizes 3-2 count, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth inning. Sure, this was the bottom of the seventh inning, but you get a couple of runners on base. Have you had this thought before, maybe in BP in your head, that this could be a scenario you're in?
Yeah, I mean, you grow up thinking that, and you always dream about the big moments. There's definitely a lot of adrenaline in the box. I mean, I'd be lying to you if I said I was cool, calm, and collected the whole time. I knew there was something to do there, and you always think about the game-winning home run or hitting a walk-off homer. But honestly, the home run didn't really cross my mind when I was hitting there. I just sat in the box, and I was trying to do whatever I could, honestly, to stay alive. And with the 2-2 count, when I saw the slider out of the hand, I saw it well, and once I hit it, I knew it was gone. And it was just a really cool moment. I'm super happy that happened for the team.
When you go back and recount the best moments you've had in your career, and it could be anything from T-ball to today, is that the top one?
It's up there for sure. Probably top one as of right now, just because it's so fresh. But yeah, it was definitely one of the things I'll remember for the rest of my life about baseball.
It certainly was one of, if not the top moment for the Hagerstown Suns so far this year, and we've got another half of baseball to play. There's certainly more memories to be built. I want to congratulate you on that moment last night. And again, guys, we got first pitch between the Lakewood Blue Claws and the Hagerstown Suns in moments. It's just about 5 minutes until first pitch. Kyle, thanks for joining us on the pregame show.
Thank you.
Once again, that was Kyle Marincons. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, it's time to tour the South Atlantic League scoreboard on the Suns Baseball Network.
Procter & Gamble brands are trusted in millions of living rooms, kitchens, laundry rooms, and bathrooms. P&G's Tabler Station plant in Martinsburg, West Virginia, is open and hiring. Candidates must be 18 years or older and possess a high school diploma or GED. No experience necessary. P&G offers an extensive list of benefits and starting wage of $17.50 an hour. To apply, go to pgcareers.com and search Plant Technicians, Martinsburg, West Virginia. Be part of P&G's most technologically advanced location in the world.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Welcome back into the Hagerstown Suns pregame show. Again, we thank Kyle Marincons for joining us for the second straight day. Of course, it was warranted on the pregame show after his 3-run walk-off home run last night to complete the doubleheader sweep of the Lakewood Blue Claws, and the Suns will look for the series sweep in tonight's game. But first, we'll take you around the South Atlantic League scoreboard. 2 games have already gone final today, a couple of day games, and they were huge for the Southern Division standings. Start with Augusta, who gets a 3-0 win on the road against Lexington, and Rome defeats Charleston by a score of 3-2 down in Georgia. Now, those games are big because after those results, Charleston and Augusta now tied for first in the Southern Division. Lexington sits a game and a half back with just the 1 weekend series remaining for each of those teams. Then around the league with the games that have just started or are about to start, Hickory is in Greensboro. That game finishing off that series. Kannapolis on the road against Greenville. Asheville travels to Columbia, and Delmarva travels to West Virginia. Delmarva, of course, lost to West Virginia 1-0 last night, but because of other results around the league, Delmarva clinching the Northern Division, so they are the first half champions and have clinched a postseason berth. And then the final game on the scoreboard, Lakewood at Hagerstown. Final game of the series tonight. When we come back, we'll get you lineups and first pitch for the final game of this series.
Whether you need business cards, banners, magnets, office stationery, or promo material, Panhandle Printing and Design can make it happen. Call 304-267-7400 for a quote, or visit us on the web at panhandleprintdesign.com.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, you know, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
You can browse the entire selection of Suns gear at our team store behind home plate or online at HagerstownSuns.com.
Let's go back to the ballpark with the voice of the Hagerstown Suns, John Kosis.
Welcome back to Municipal Stadium. Time for the series finale, the first half finale between these two teams who have already seen each other so many times. Hagerstown now playing in their 66th game, This will be their 15th game against the Blue Claws out of those 66. So far, Lakewood's taken advantage of the Hagerstown Suns. They've won 9, and Hagerstown has only won 5. But yesterday, Hagerstown swept the doubleheader. You heard about the 4-3 win in Game 1, and of course by now you've had to have heard about Kyle Marincon's walk-off 3-run home run. We've referenced it a few times already in today's pregame show. Today, Jake Irvin will take the bump for Hagerstown. Irvin sits at 4-3 this season with a 4.61 ERA. The righty is 6'6", and the Oklahoma product weighs 225 pounds. He throws 4-seam fastball, 2 balls this year. There's no through 2 starts, and he holds a .77 ERA. There's no way around it. He's 1-0 through 2 starts, and he holds a .77 ERA. What that means is he's allowed 1 run through 11 2/3 innings pitched, and here's the really impressive number. He has struck out 15 batters. Meanwhile, he's only walked a pair. Most recently, he played Lakewood on May 16th. He got the no decision, pitching 6 innings, allowing 1 run. He struck out 7 batters in that game, and that was right after getting his second win of the season on the 10th of May. He went 5 2/3, allowed 4 hits and no runs to score. So now let's look at how Lakewood's lineup's going to be, because that's where we're going to start off today. Leading off, it'll be Jonathan Guzman, the shortstop. Rafael Marchand will bat second, play catcher. Luis Garcia will bat third at second base. Cleaning up is Abraham Gutierrez, the designated hitter. Luke Miller will bat fifth, and play first base. Carlos Taylor Cruz bats sixth. He's in right field. Malvin Matos will be in left field. Batting eighth is Ben Pelletier, the center fielder, and Cole Stobie, the third baseman, will round out the 9. Irvin, towing the rubber, steps back, kicks and throws. Fastball, a high chopper towards short. It's backhanded by Sanchez, throws across the diamond. It's on time for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out, all occurring at 7:05 p.m., and we're underway here at Municipal Stadium. Guzman swings at the first pitch he sees. That'll send Rafael Marchand, the catcher, up. Marchand's hitting .274 this season. First pitch temperature was 74 degrees. It's partly cloudy here in Hagerstown, and the wind moving from left to right. That's at about 6 miles per hour. First pitch called strike on the outside corner. Tonight's low sinks all the way down to 61 degrees, but a beautiful day for baseball. 0-1, called a ball inside. Irvin's pitch just missed, and now the count's 1-1. Still 1 away, but we're scoreless in the top of the first inning between the Hagerstown Suns and the Lakewood Blue Claws. The pitch, called strike at the knees on the outer edge. And now the count's 1-2, Irvin ahead. There's a 3-man right side of the infield for the Hagerstown Suns as Marincon's essentially playing in shallow right. Sanchez moves to the other side of the bag, this time the first base side. 1-2 pitch is popped back and out of play. Count remains the same. Here's how the Suns are lined up in the field, beginning with the outfielders. Justin Cowles in left, Cody Wilson in center, and the right fielder is Jacob Rhinesmith. Gilbert Lara is at third, Sanchez at short. 1-2 offering, lined back and out of play, he'll see another. It's Kyle Marincons at second, Nick Perkins at first, and the battery mate for Jake Irvin, Israel Pineda. Pineda normally plays 3 of every 4 games behind the dish for the Hagerstown Suns. Today, getting a little bit of extra work because yesterday he didn't get a day off when he didn't play in Game 2. He just missed the second game of the doubleheader. 1-2, tipped foul. Count remains the same as Marchand has played spoiler on each of the last 3 pitches. The switch-hitting catcher hitting .274. We've talked a little bit about him already. It's rare that you see a catcher with a bat like Marchand. It's even more so rare to see a catcher who's a switch hitter, normally a defensive-orientated position. Pineda lines up inside. The kick and the pitch, fastball just low. Count's even up now, 2-2. Still 1 away, Luis Garcia waiting on the wings. Irvin settles in, lowers the leather. The pitch, line foul on the third base side. Count remains 2-2. Marchand's been able to stick alive. That's his 4th foul ball in this at-bat. He's batting left-handed, waving his black bat side to side. Irvin steps back. The pitch, popped up towards right, playable for Jacob Rhinesmith, converging with Wilson in center. Wilson calls him off and makes the grab. That's out number 2. Took a little bit longer than Jake Irvin may have liked, but he gets out number 2. He's now 10 pitches through this evening, and he's thrown 8 of them for strikes. It helps that the first at-bat only went 1 pitch because Marchand's at-bat was 9 total pitches. Now it's Luis Garcia. Garcia, another switch hitter, batting left-handed, has 2 dingers this year, hitting .187. First pitch, bunts offered, but he pulls back, and the count's 1-0. Garcia squares up to bunt a lot, seeing if he could catch that third baseman napping. In this case, the third baseman, Gilbert Lara, has a ton of range. Even at shortstop, he may have more range than Sanchez. 1-0, a high chopper foul on the first base line. Counts 1-1. Although Sanchez, a couple years younger than Lara, still has time to learn the field. It's really hard to compare some of these guys because if you think about it, you'll have guys like Marincons, who went to college for 4 years. 1-1, chopped foul. Counts now 1-2. And you've got guys like Sanchez, who's as old as a high schooler right now. Well, how can you compare which one's going to be better when they're in the prime of their career? It's pretty difficult to predict how they're going to change. 1-2 offering, headed home, a fastball upstairs, and now the count's even up 2-2. 2 away here, top of the first inning, still scoreless between the Lakewood Blue Claws and the Hagerstown Suns. Garcia batting left-handed, although a switch hitter for the Blue Claws. Pineda lined up outside, the pitch swung on and missed. Irvin dots an exclamation point on his first inning. He goes 1-2-3 with a strikeout swing to end the frame. We're heading to the bottom of the first inning on the Suns Baseball Network.
It's the late nights. It's the early mornings. It's working in the sunshine and rain and snow. It's the dedication, the care, the hours of training that led to the winner's circle. It's our job, our passion, our lives. We are the horsemen.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
Welcome back to Municipal Stadium. Still scoreless in the bottom of the first inning between the Hagerstown Suns and the Lakewood Blue Claws. Cody Wilson will start things off in center field for Hagerstown's Justin Connell and Gilbert Lara. The other two due up. They're facing Giordani Mesquita. Mesquita, a lefty, 6'1", 185 pounds. He was picked in the 8th round of the 2017 draft, a Pennsylvania school, I guess you could say. He didn't attend school, but he was in Pennsylvania at the time that he got drafted, but a Dominican Republic native. This season, Mesquita 2-4 with a 5.18 ERA. Just as many of these Lakewood starters, he has half the starts of games he's played in. So he's played in 12 games, but has started 6 of them. Through 40 innings of work, he's allowed 39 hits, and he's struck out 43 batters. What I mean to say by that is opponents are hitting .264 against him, but he's been able to limit damage because of those strikeouts. That whip at nearly 2, though. First pitch to Wilson, swung on and missed. The count's 0-1. Wilson on the other end of this, hitting .205, finally getting that batting average back over 200, but he has 4 homers this year, all leading off at Municipal Stadium. 0-1, a fastball inside. Counts even up now, 1-1. Here's how the Suns' batting order looks today. Beginning with Wilson currently at the dish, Justin Connell batting second, and Gilbert Lara third. Those are the 3 due up. 1-1, line back and out of play. It's now 1-2. Jacob Reinsmith's the cleanup hitter. He'll be playing in right field. The catcher, Israel Pineda, will bat fifth. Kyle Marincons, who played hero last night with that 3-run walk-off home run, he'll bat sixth. Nick Perkins, the first baseman, will bat seventh. Mesquita kicks and throws. It's hit right back to the backstop again. Wilson stays alive, counts 1-2. It's Tyler Cropley, the designated hitter, batting eighth, and Jose Sanchez, the shortstop, rounds out the 9. Wilson steps back in, slightly open stance. Mesquita kicks and throws, breaking ball in the dirt. Wilson's able to watch that go past, and now the count's 2-2. Marchand, the battery mate, having to get some dirt out of his eyes. It kicked up after hitting in the dirt and disorientated the catcher a little bit. Cody Wilson settles back in. 2-2 offering. Fastball waved at and missed. That's strikeout number one, it's also out number one for the Hagerstown Suns today. Let's look at the field for the Lakewood Blue Claws, beginning with the outfielders. It's Malvin Matos in left, Ben Pelletier in center, Carlos De La Cruz is sitting in right. The first baseman tonight's Luke Miller. Luis Garcia will play at second, Jonathan Guzman at short, and Cole the battery mate for Mezquita on the hill. Justin Connell, the left fielder, settling in now. Connell's hitting .288 this season. Mezquita kicks and throws. Fastball called strike on the inside half. The count's 0-1. Connell riding a 5-game hitting streak coming into this one. In the second game of the doubleheader, he went 2 for 4 with a home run of his own. His was in the first frame. 0-1 offering, lined right back. Counts now 0-2. Against Lakewood this year, 6 for 38 with 4 ribbies, although 2 of them came yesterday. He had 2 doubles and a home run in yesterday's game. He scored 3 times. So 14 innings, a little bit longer than your average game. It allowed him 7 at-bats, but 3 for 7 yesterday all in all for Connell. The 0-2 is going to be blooped towards left field. That's going to be trouble. It does bounce to the left of Matos. He grabs on the run, but turning and burning around first. That's going to be a double for Justin Connell. So now with 1 away, it's up to back-to-back All-Stars for the Hagerstown Suns to try and scratch this scoreboard open. It's Gilbert Lara, the third baseman, settling in. Lara's hitting .266 this year, but right now Lara playing the best baseball he's played since that 19-game hitting streak. He's reached in 3 consecutive. In this series, again, just yesterday, the pitch swung on and missed. The count's 0-1. He doubled and he tripled. That triple helped him knock in 2 more runs. He has 41 ribbies this year and 8 home runs, both of them team highs. Mezquita working from the stretch here. Looks back at second, throws home, swung on and missed. Lara now down 0-2. Justin Connell's currently at second after that double down the left field line. 1 out here, bottom of the first. We're still scoreless. Open stance for Gilbert Lara. He's waving the bat side to side in anticipation. Mezquita throws home. It's waved at and missed. Make it 2 strikeouts this inning, and Gilbert Lara heads back to the first base dugout. It sends up Jacob Reinsmith, though, a guy who contact is everything to. He's hitting .296 this season. He prides himself on the ability to use all fields, and he's not a guy that's going to blast the ball anywhere. He has 1 home run, but he sprays it along the outfield. It's gap-to-gap power. He has nearly a handful of triples this year. He has just over 15 doubles, and now he's facing a 3-man right side of the infield. First pitch, a ball low, gets past the wickets of the catcher, Marshawn Connell, will make it all the way towards third. It's a wild pitch that allows the left fielder today to get over towards third base, and now the right fielder has a runner just 90 feet away. I'm not sure if it changes the situation at all. With 2 outs, you still need a hit. And a single probably could have scored Connell, but now it'll be a no-doubt score rather than an uh-oh. 2 away here. Bottom of the first inning, still scoreless between the Suns and the Blue Claws. First lefty of the game, it's Reinsmith up. The pitch, chopped foul on the first base side, counts 1-1. Reinsmith readjusts his batting gloves outside the box. He'll settle back in. Twirls the baton 3 times. Pauses for a moment, now rested upon his shoulder. The pitch, fastball, popped up on the left side of the infield, ranging over. Stobie gets to the wall, but he's out of real estate. That one gets out of play, and the count's 1-2. Justin Connell just 90 feet away. He doubled with 1 out, but then Gilbert Lara struck out, and now there's 2 away, all up to Jacob Reinsmith to score Connell. The count's 1-2 here in the bottom of the first inning. Mezquita sets, throws, breaking ball, and it's looped foul again on the third base side. Rhinesmith hesitated before he started to bring that one around, and he did so out of necessity more so than wanting to swing at that pitch, but got just enough to stay alive, and he'll see another pitch. He's now played spoiler on 3 consecutive pitches. From the first base side of the rubber, the pitch, fastball low and outside, counts evened up now. Still 2 away, Connell just 90 feet away. Should Rhinesmith reach safely, it's Israel Pineda on deck. Pineda hit his 4th home run of the season in yesterday's doubleheader. Rhinesmith readies. 2-2 offering. Fastball outside, and now the count is full to Jacob Rhinesmith. He's worked his way all the way back in this count. At one point it was 1-2. Now the count full with 2 away. Justin Connell remains just 90 feet away for Hagerstown. Payoff pitch. It's hit hard towards left field. Ranging back, Matos heads to the line and makes the grab. That's out number 3. Jacob Rhinesmith puts a charge in it, but it finds a defender. And now, after the first inning, we're still scoreless on the Suns Baseball Network.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome back to Municipal Stadium, top of the 2nd inning, and Jake Irvin is coming back on the hill. The Lakewood Blue Crows have been his bread and butter this year. After that last inning, he's now pitched 12 1/3 innings against Lakewood, only allowing 1 run. He got through the first with 15 pitches, striking out 1. He also got Guzman to ground out and Marchand to fly out. Now it's the heart of the order. Abraham Gutierrez, Luke Miller, and Carlos De La Cruz, the 3 due up for the Lakewood Blue Claws. Gutierrez will lead things off, hitting .264 this season. OPS at .603. Everything about average in this Lakewood Blue Claws team. Hagerstown with the lone hit of the game. It was a double with just 1 out from Justin Connell, but they failed to send him home. Gutierrez batting right-handed. Lakewood wearing their all-red jerseys today. The Blue Claws wearing red because they're a Philadelphia Phillies affiliate, paying tribute to the big league club. First pitch, a breaking ball called strike on the outside corner, counts 0-1. Meanwhile, the Suns wearing their blue jerseys with the red sleeves. That's typically the way it works when it's Jake Irvin's day to start. He loves these jerseys. 0-1 offering, fastball outside. It's 1-1 now. It's a script Suns across the front, the cursive S leading into an underline that finishes off the Suns. On the back, red numbers for Hagerstown, and then white pants to complete the look with a blue pinstripe. 1-1. A breaking ball low and outside. Now the count's 2-1. Gutierrez sells back in. That right foot is back one on the chalk near Israel Pineda. 2-1 offering. That's popped up, and it's foul on the first base side. Perkins heads over towards the tarp, but that's way gone. It's about 6 or 7 rows up the bleachers. That's after the reserve section in front of him. That's 3 rows deep. Gutierrez will see another, but first Perkins has to get back to his position. Irvin staying true, resting his foot in the middle of the rubber right now. 2-2 pitch, headed home. A chopper right back up the middle. Irvin offers a bare hand, can't get it, but Sanchez bare hands and throws it. What a play from the shortstop. With all the distraction of Irvin using his 6'6" frame trying to get a hand on it, Sanchez just scoops right in behind him. It takes one more hop off the grass. He had to make the perfect bare hand grab and throw to get the out, but he succeeded. That's the 4th out that Irvin's been able to get in this one, the first of the 2nd inning. 6-3 is how it's scored, and Luke Miller will come up next. Miller played something of a hero last night. 291 average on the season. First pitch, a ball low. But just look at what he did in game 1, 2 for 3. He drove in 2 runs, then he scored that 3rd run. So he had a hand in everything for Lakewood last night in game 1. Then game 2 he came out and went 2 for 4. 2 multi-hit games. 1-0 offering. That's a ball low, and now the count's 2-0. Irvin behind here. The pitch, a ball low, and now the count's 3-0. Batter's box. Irvin from the stretch for the first time, throws home. A ball outside. The count's 1-0. Luke Miller's on first after having a 1-out single. Connell in the bottom of the first inning had a 1-out double, but the Suns weren't able to score him. Irvin hesitates, throws, fastball called strike. The count's now 1-1. Just one away here in the top of the second. Irvin glances back at first. He'll settle in. Nods and throws. The pitch is called a ball low. Now he's behind 2-1. Irvin fell behind 3-0 to Luke Miller. Miller saw an opportunity. He knew he was going to get a fastball, and he knew it was going to be in the strike zone. So he went ahead and had the green light to swing. Why not? Yesterday he drove in a pair of runs in that first game. Had 5 hits overall. Throw back to first. It's not in time. Excuse me, it was 4 hits, but it was in a total of just 7 at-bats. So 4 for 7. For Miller. He had 3 RBI. He scored 2 runs. He basically did everything for the Blue Claws offense. 2-1 offering. A high chopper towards third. Lara boots it off the heel of his glove, and everyone's going to be safe. Miller advances to second. De La Cruz to first on the E5. Tough hop for Gilbert Lara. I think he was already thinking about the double play ball, moving it to second and then going to first. He started turning his body away from the ball, and once you do that, it makes it a lot harder to catch it. You need to be squared up on that ball to keep your balance. Now it's Malvin Matos. Matos hitting just 188. There's 1 out here, top of the second inning. Irvin just trying to get out of a big jam now. Still scoreless between the Blue Claws and Suns. Irvin throws. A changeup called strike at the roof of the zone. The count's 0-1. Both teams with 1 hit, but Hagerstown now with 1 error, and because of it, there are runners at first and second. It's Luke Miller, the first baseman, at second. Carlos De La Cruz at first. De La Cruz very fast. 0-1 offering. It's lined down the left field side, but it goes just foul. Irvin ahead in the count for the first time in a while. The count's 0-2. 1 away here. Into the stretch. The pitch. Breaking ball tapped right back up the middle. Irvin turns, looks at third, throws to first, and he gets the easy out. 1-3, but it allows Miller to advance to third. Carlos De La Cruz is currently at second. Now it's Pelletier coming up, the center fielder. Despite the fact that Pelletier is hitting just 181, Hagerstown can remember what he did to him last time they were in Lakewood. Pelletier was able to hit a home run. He's got 6 of them already this year. 12 ribbies for Pelletier, but 65 strikeouts in just 51 games, and we've already talked about the 181 average for the Canadian. First pitch to Pelletier, breaking ball low and outside. Pelletier watches it go past, and now Irvin's behind in the count. In his last 10 games, Pelletier hasn't been much better. That average 156, the lone home run coming in that opener, that came on June 3rd against Hagerstown. And that was the difference in that one. 1-0, a ball outside. And now Pelletier in complete control here. This is the same count that Miller got. It eventually became 3-0 before he ripped that single right past Lara. Irvin sets the pitch. Breaking ball hit hard to left field. Connell on his horse trying to get to the corner, but that'll bounce a one-hopper into the corner and over the wall. It's a ground rule double, but that scores 2 runs. Luke Miller from third and Carlos de la Cruz from second. Lakewood has themselves a 2-0 lead. And now Jake Irvin has given up 2 runs against the Lakewood Blue Claws. That's 1 more run than he had given up prior to that. With all that being said, neither of those runs will be earned. That's because the third out already should have happened after that error from Gilbert Lara. Doesn't change it, though. Pelletier still gets the 2 RBI. Cole Stobie at the dish. First pitch, fastball outside for ball 1. Stobie's hitting 186 this season. Irvin glances back, throws home. It's a high chopper down the third base side, foul. Counts 1-1, 2 away. Still a runner in scoring position for the Lakewood Blue Claws, and they just scored 2 runs off a 2 RBI double from Pelletier. Pelletier on June 3rd had the only run for either team in a 1-0 victory for the Lakewood Blue Claws. And today, already 2 RBI. So despite the fact that in his last 10 games he's just hitting 156, he's been able to hurt the Suns quite a bit. Irvin glances back at second, throws home, a ball low and outside, and now the count's 2-1. Irvin sets the 2-1. A ball low, and now it's 3-1. Pineda's going to go on out and have a conversation with his starter. Irvin's pitch count climbing. Remember, he only threw 15 pitches. 11 came in for strikes in that first inning. Well, now he's up to 38 pitches, only 22 of which have been for strikes. That extra out doesn't help at all, because he'd be out of this one. He would have been out of this one a couple of batters ago. Melvin Matos would have been his last batter. He wouldn't have allowed a run to score. But the inning continues, and it's the number 9 hitter, Cole Stobie, with a 2-0 lead. Lakewood over the Hagerstown Suns. 3-1 headed home. It's popped towards center. Coming back, Cody Wilson. He goes to the track and makes the grab on the run, stopping himself with the center field wall. That'll do it for the top of the second, but the damage has already been done. Lakewood leads 2-0. You're listening to the Hagerstown Suns Baseball Network.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown Ranson. We're here when you need us.
At Anthony's Pizza Inwood location, nobody does it better. We make our own dough and we bake it fresh twice daily. That's freshly baked twice a day to make sure your pizza always tastes great. Take advantage of our Anthony's Pizza special offer. Get 2 large one-topping pizzas, just $17.99. And when you buy 3 12-inch subs, the 4th one's on us. For the best in freshly made pizzas, subs, calzones, stromboli, lasagna, and more, it's got to be Anthony's Pizza, 372 Middleway Pike in Inwood. Call 229-7373 for delivery. Anthony'sMenu.com.
Let's go back to the ballpark with the voice of the Hagerstown Suns, John Kosas.
Bottom of the second inning, Hagerstown in a hole, 2-0 to Lakewood Blue Claws. But right now, Mesquita coming back on the hill. Mesquita offered 18 pitches in the first inning, 13 for strikes, and he did allow a double. That double to Justin Connell with just 1 out. Man, Hagerstown right now really wishing that they were able to score Connell. It would at least have a different complexion on that 2-run inning in the top of the second. But right now, it's Israel Pineda, Kyle Marincons, and Nick Perkins. Those are the 3 that are going to try and do something against the lefty. But Hagerstown as a whole against lefties, it hasn't been pretty this year. Against righties, they're average about 30 points higher than against lefties. And statistically speaking, that's pretty significant through 65 games. So Israel Pineda coming up. He's hitting .210 after yesterday's home run. He only played in Game 1. That's normally the case for catchers. You'll see the starter for Game 1 get a rest in Game 2. But Pineda went 1 for 3 with 2 ribbies off that home run. Sent into the bullpen. That seems to be a favorite spot for Pineda, sending into the bullpen of the visiting team. First pitch swung on and missed. He took a big hack at that high heater, but he wasn't able to come up with anything, and now the count's 0-1. Pineda's now driven in 18 runs this year. 0-1 offering, right down the pipe. It's called strike, and now the count's 0-2. Now, a lot of that because Pineda's only hitting the heart of the order, and I know he's only hitting .210, but he's a highly rated prospect. 0-2 offering, swung on and missed. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and that's the 3rd strikeout of the game already for Mesquita. Sends Kyle Marincons up. Marincon's now hitting .247. We were talking about how Pineda always in the heart of the order because he's got a lot of pop, and he's a highly rated prospect. The Suns are just hoping that he figures it out. His batting average right now, 40 points higher than it was when he first came off the injured list. First pitch to Marincons, watched for a ball. The count's 1-0. Marincons didn't play in the first game, but played in the second game. He was the DH. He went 1 for 3, but that one hit was crucial. 1-0 offering, called strike on the outside edge, and now the count's 1-1. He's able to hit a 3-1 home run, and that one came off a 2-2 pitch. So Suns down to their last strike. 1-1 offering. Called strike on the outside corner to the lefty. He didn't love the call, but now the count's 1-2. He's able to send it over the right field fence, and that gave the Suns their first walk-off home run since June 6th of last year when Alex Flores did it. That was the first baseman for the Suns. He's no longer in the national system. 1-2, pop towards center. That's going to get over the head of the shortstop Guzman, and it bounces before it gets to Pelletier. Marincon stays hot. He gets himself a 1-out single. It's 2 1-out hits for Hagerstown, but now the question is, can they do anything with it? Justin Connell had a 1-out double, and the Suns weren't able to do anything with it. But now it's Nick Perkins coming up. Prior to yesterday, Nick Perkins has hit in 5 consecutive games, but yesterday it wasn't as good for him. He went 0 for 7 across the 2 games. He struck out 5 times in those 2 contests as well. The righty with a runner on, just trying to move the line along. That's what Kyle Marincons was saying. He wasn't trying to hit the homer. First pitch, a fastball called strike on the inside corner. The count's 0-1. He was just trying to move the line along, and he saw a slider that caught part of the plate, and he said, hey, I want to swing at it. He ended up barreling it up, and the rest is history. Mesquita from the first base side of the rubber throws home, swung on and missed. An elevated fastball. Perkins liked it but couldn't make contact. Now the count's 0-2. Hagerstown right now trailing 2-0, but they've got a runner on first, and it's still early in this ball game, just the bottom of the second inning. Perkins waves the bat a couple of times. Now he's ready in the batter's box. Throw back to first, not on time. Marincon's able to settle back in. Mezquita gets the call from his battery mate, Marchand. Lefty glancing at the lefty on first base, now throws home, swung on and missed. Perkins goes down, the second strikeout of the inning. That's now 4 strikeouts already for Mezquita. Mezquita's utilized only 28 pitches, but he's been able to get 4 strikeouts. 21 pitches for strikes, 12 of those in those strikeouts. He now has 5 outs today. Tyler Cropley coming up, hoping to avoid not being out number 6. Hagerstown trying to get a multi-hit inning here. Mezquita's whip entering this game was 1.7. A pitch is a ball low and inside. Breaking ball didn't catch the plate, and it wasn't close enough that Tyler Cropley would have gone swinging for it. But Cropley's in his own little rut right now. He's hitting 175 at one point through about 8 or 10 games played. Cropley had a .330 average. He was looking really good at the plate, particularly at home. 1-0 offering, runner goes, fastball high. Marchand throws in time. The tag from the second baseman, Garcia, also in time. Marincons goes down. It's a 2-4 caught stealing, and Tyler Cropley will start the third inning at the plate. But now we're headed to the top of the third. Hagerstown trailing. The score is 2-0 on the Suns Baseball Network.
The level of care that I got at WVU Medicine was top-notch.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
Is really an integration, looking at a clinical care network, looking at the good people who can help push the envelope and raise the bar for delivering a quality healthcare product.
To have my life back is absolutely a blessing. I am beyond thankful for WVU Medicine. I absolutely 100% have my life back.
It's the late nights. It's the early mornings. It's working in the sunshine and rain and snow. It's the dedication, the care, the hours of training that led to the winner's circle. It's our job, our passion, our lives. We are the Horsemen.
Hagerstown trailing 2-0 here, top of the third inning. Jake Irvin has allowed 2 unearned runs, both of them scoring after Gilbert Lara had committed an error at third base. But now it's the top of the order due up. Jake Irvin seeing how he's going to fare against the guys he set down 1-2-3 in the first. It's Jonathan Guzman, Rafael Marchand, and Luis Garcia. Irvin has loved pitching against the Lakewood Blue Claws this year. In fact, he's only allowed the 1 earned run, still at this point, just 1 earned run. He has struck out now 16 batters over the course of 13 2/3 innings. So we'll see if he can continue that here. Jonathan Guzman, the victim of a 6-3 ground out, his first time up. Corner infielders pinched in, tight around the horn. Middle infielders back on the grass. Irvin turns and throws. It's popped up on the infield. True towards the heart of it. Irvin getting called off. Lara makes the grab, jumping over the hill towards the first base side, and that is out number 1. Irvin was thinking of calling for it himself, but the pitcher, the last guy who anyone wants to catch the ball. So everyone around the infield converges. Lara, who's got the biggest height outside of the pitcher, who's 6'6", ends up making the grab. Rafael Marchand coming up. Marchand 0 for 1 today. He flew out to center field his first time up. But Hagerstown currently trailing 2-0 here in the top of the third. Irvin kicks and throws. Fastball inside. Marchand steps out of the way and the count's 1-0. Wind beginning to pick up and now moving right to left here. The flag's getting stretched out right beyond the bullpen of the Lakewood Blue Claws. 1-0 offering. Breaking ball, called ball low. Hit the heart of the plate, but he just couldn't get the elevation there. And now the count's 2-0. Marchand sells back in 2-0 offering. Bounce towards second. It gets towards Perkins. He turns, throws, covering the bag. Irvin trips as he's trying to hit it, and the base pass umpire says he didn't tap the bag. It's a single on a tough play, and honestly speaking, there was a three-man right side of the infield. Perkins should have let that go and cover first. It should have been a 4-3 type of play, but he ends up making the snag, and Irvin just wasn't able to get over there. Because of that, it's a single. Marchand able to run it out. Luis Garcia coming up. Garcia's 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging. The pitch is fouled right back in the netting, counts 0-1. Tough play at first. We'll see if Irvin's able to rebound after it. It goes down as a single, but all in all, a funky play. It looked like Irvin got there with plenty of time, but he planted his cleat just shy of the bag there at first. Irvin nods.
The level of care that I got.
He's now the count's 0-2. One away here, top of the third. Hagerstown trailing 2-0 to the Lakewood Blue Claws. The Blue Claws with 3 hits already. Hagerstown sitting at 2. They've gotten one out hit in each of their first 2 frames. 0-2. A ball inside. Gets away from Pineda, but it's in front of him. Marchand takes advantage of the confusion and advances to second base. We'll see what they call it. Could be a passed ball. Oh, they'll call it a wild pitch. Marchand at second. Irvin from the stretch throws home. Breaking ball called strike 3. That's the second time he's gotten Luis Garcia to strike out tonight. It's Abraham Gutierrez who started off last inning. He grounded out in the second, but after that it was a single from Luke Miller, a reach-down arrow from Carlos De La Cruz, and then that 2 RBI double from Ben Pelletier. The pitch. A ball inside, skips away from Pineda, but he's able to keep it near the right-handed batter's box. Because of that, Marchand has to respect his arm, and the count's just 1-0. Marchand still at second. The scenario remains the same for Irvin here. As long as he gets Gutierrez out, he has nothing to worry about. Looks back at second, throws home, breaking ball low and away. Now Irvin's behind 2-0. We saw this happen a couple of times last inning. He got behind a Luke Miller 3-0, got behind a Carlos De La Cruz 2-0. Then he threw a first pitch ball to Pelletier, and Pelletier took care of the rest. 2-0 offering, a fastball called strike on the outside edge, and now it's 2-1. Irvin able to get that one to nip the corner. Irvin working from the stretch, throws home. It's a curveball just outside. Counts 3-1. Pineda tried to frame that one, but you can see his entirety of his arm moving. It was just a bit outside. Marchand sitting at second. 3-1 offerings low and outside. He walks Gutierrez. And you can't imagine that that was a matchup thing. You'd think you want Gutierrez over Miller. But these, the 2 hardest bats to face in this order. Gutierrez at first base now hitting .262. Miller hitting .304. He has not been retired today. He's 1 for 1 with a single, and he ended up scoring on that one. But yesterday was the day for Miller. He went 2 for 4 in the second game with an RBI, and in the first game, he went 2 for 3 with that 2-run home run. First pitch, called strike on the outside corner. Irvin pins it in, and the count's 0-1. 2 away here. Blue Claws up 2-0, but this is a very similar situation to what Ben Pelletier found himself in the second inning. Pelletier was able to hit that ground rule double towards left. He scored 2 runs for the Blue Claws off that. 0-1 offering. It's sliced foul down the right field line. Ends up hitting a shopping cart that's over for laundry near the clubhouse. Counts now 0-2, 2 away. Marchand still at second. Gutierrez at first. Top of the third here, Hagerstown trailing, but Jake Irvin trying to throw up another 0 and give his offense another chance. 0-2 headed home, fastball upstairs. Counts now 1-2. Irvin sends out a feeler pitch, trying to see if Miller's able to chase something out of the zone. Miller doesn't bite. Because of that, the count's still 1-2. One-two offering. Hacked foul. That goes into the stands. Went off the hand of a fan. You can see him shaking it side to side. Those stingers don't generally feel good. It's Marchand at second, Gutierrez at first, Miller at the dish. Miller now behind in the count 1-2. This is where Irvin finds himself to be most successful. Glances back at second. From the stretch, the pitch. It's hit, a one-hopper. Sanchez turns, throws. It's on time to Marincons covering second base. So Sanchez had to get down on a knee, uses his glove to cover his head, but ends up making the grab as the ball rises over it. And then he throws it to second to get the fielder's choice that ends the inning. It's 6-4, and Hagerstown still just trailing by 2 here in the bottom of the third inning. You're listening to the Suns Baseball Network.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
The Suns have threatened in each of the first 2 innings, but they haven't been able to get a run across. They're trailing 2-0, but now it's 8-9-1. Tyler Cropley, Jose Sanchez, and Cody Wilson due up against Mesquita. Mesquita's been electric so far, earning 4 strikeouts through just the first 6 outs recorded for this Lakewood Blue Claws team. Lakewood, of course, trying to avoid a 3-game sweep at the hands of the Suns here at Municipal Stadium. The Suns already got the doubleheader sweep, but now they got to win a 9-inning contest today. Cropley was at the plate when the last inning ended. Kyle Marincons was trying to get into scoring position, stealing second, but he was caught 2-4 as Garcia was able to slap the tag on him after the throw from Marchand retired Marincons and ended the inning. Beautiful night here at the ballpark, and it's in part presented by Pet Value tonight. Pet Value, the big sponsor for Pets in the Park night. There's still plenty of time to come out to the game. It's just the third inning. If you're nearby, you can get here by the middle of the game and bring your dog with you. It's free entry for your pet to come to Municipal Stadium today. It's a nice family outing that you could have, and grab yourself a ticket and watch a couple more innings of stellar baseball. Plenty of Pepsi products, beer, hot dogs, and hamburgers available. First pitch, breaking ball called strike on the hands. Cropley watches it go past. It's 0-1. As we outlined earlier, Cropley hitting 175 this season, 0-1. Swung on and missed. He elevates the fastball. And now the count's 0-2. Cropley will sell back into the batter's box. Brandishing two-tone lumber today. 0-2 offering. Breaking ball hacked down the left field line. Heading back, it's Matos. He's at the wall, and it bangs off the roof of the batting cages. A home run for Tyler Cropley to cut Lakewood's lead in half. He sent a charge into that one, his second homer of the season. Taps home plate, and now he gets a high five from Sanchez, who is on deck 393 feet over the left field wall. Cropley pulled that one over the head of Matos, and now Hagerstown has done the damage. Can they compound the inning? Jose Sanchez coming up next. Sanchez hitting 186 this year. First pitch is hit deep towards left. Should be playable for Matos as he heads towards the line and makes the grab. That's out number 1. So no back-to-back jacks for Hagerstown, but Cody Wilson at the top of the order comes up. Hagerstown just trailing 2-1. Wilson struck out swinging back in the first inning to lead things off. Mesquita kicks and throws. It's grounded towards short. Gets past the glove of Stobie. Guzman throws after reeling it in, and it just beats out Wilson by half a step. It's 6-3 on the ground out. That's out number 2. Justin Connell's coming up next. Connell already 1 for 1 against Mesquita. He saw the ball well out of his hand that first time up. He hit his own double towards left field. Just one pitch for Jose Sanchez and just one pitch for Cody Wilson. After Cropley was behind in the count 0-2 when he hit the home run, it's beginning to look like a quick inning for Mesquita, but Hagerstown already able to get 1 run at least. Should Connell reach safely, Gilbert Lara is on deck. First pitch, fastball. It's fouled off down the left field side. Counts 0-1. Hagerstown cuts the lead of the Blue Claws in half. Mesquita on the hill. Kicks and throws. Fastball chased and missed. It's now 0-2. 2 away here, 2-1 the score. Justin Connell, recently named by MLB.com a top prospect of the Washington Nationals. As Tanner Rainey graduates, Cody Wilson enters. 0-2 offering. It's hit towards the gap in right center field. Pelletier coming over, and he makes the grab on the run. That's out number 3. Cody Wilson's been seeing the ball well tonight. He's hit both the 2 balls he's seen with a charge. But we're headed to the 4th inning, and Hagerstown's trailing. It's 2-1. Coming up next, Connor Newcomb has the call for you on the Suns Baseball Network.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Ron Hawker here. You have no idea what Johnny's goes through to bring you the best seafood around. We have snow crab clusters, shrimp, crab meat, fish, all the best seafood you want at Johnny's. It's a tough job out here, but our customers are worth it. Johnny's with 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 south in Chambersburg.
Back here at Municipal Stadium, top of the 4th inning. It's the Suns 1, the Blue Claws 2 on the Suns Baseball Network. Connor Newcomb with you as the Blue Claws have the 1-run lead, but the Suns cut that thing in half in the bottom of the 3rd. A solo homer from Tyler Cropley. It was his 2nd long ball of the season. 393 feet to left field on top of the batting cages beyond the left field fence. Makes it a 2-1 game as we play on to the 4th. And Jake Irvin back to the hill for Hagerstown. Irvin in 3 innings of work so far in this one. He has allowed 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts for the 22-year-old right-hander. He'll face 6, 7, 8 in the Lakewood order. That starts with Carlos De La Cruz, the right fielder who reached on an error and came around to score his first time. That was in the second. Irvin winds and brings the first pitch. A breaking ball line right to the third baseman, Lara, who makes the catch, and it's 1 pitch and 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. That ball hit on a line, but off the end of the bat of De La Cruz, and Lara didn't even have to move to stab that one, make the catch for the first out of the 4th inning. Malvin Matos to the plate now, right-handed hitting left fielder. He also hit one off the end of the bat on a Irvin breaking ball his first time. A little dribbler back to Irvin, who threw him out at first base. First pitch, another breaking ball, and it just misses off the outside corner. Matos squared the bunt, pulled it back, and it's ball 1. Matos, who played in both games of the doubleheader yesterday. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. He was way behind that one, which was up and in, but in the strike zone. And the count evens at 1. Matos went a combined 0 for 4 with a couple of walks and a run scored in the 2 games yesterday. 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses outside, and it's 2-1. Matos now a 188 hitter on the season as he dons the number 33 uniform and hits from the right side. Irvin works out of the windup from the first base side of the rubber, and he brings his 2-1 pitch. A breaking ball that's cued off the end of the bat up the first base line. And Irvin will field. He dives to try and make the tag, but Matos got in there safely. Perkins and Irvin both came towards the ball in the infield grass down the first base line, and both of them kind of looked at each other. Neither of them picked it up for a second. Then finally Irvin did, but at that point nobody was covering first, so he had to dive to try and tag Matos, but he missed his foot. And Malvin Matos is in with kind of an awkward infield single right there. That's the second awkward infield single to the right side today for Lakewood, and both times it looks like Nick Perkins just maybe hasn't made the right play at first base. And a single for Lakewood, who leads this one 2-1 in the 4th. Their 4th hit of the day against Jake Irvin. Right-hander out of the set now. First pitch. Breaking ball is lined into center. Cody Wilson coming in, but he stops and it falls in front of him for a hit. He'll get it in quickly. Matos stops at second. Ben Pelletier into first with a single. Pelletier now 2 for 2. He had the 2 RBI double in the second that gave Lakewood a 2-0 lead, as they now lead at 2-1 in the 4th. And runners on first and second with 1 out in the inning, as Cole Stobie, the number 9 man, will step to the plate. Now 5 hits against Irvin in this one, 4 singles and a double. Irvin set. He looks back at second. Now the pitch. Fastball low and outside. It's backhanded by Israel Pineda. And the count 1-0. Stobie, his first time, cracked one to deep center field, but Cody Wilson made a great running catch going back towards the wall in center, right by the 380 sign where the Lakewood bullpen ends to end the second inning. Irvin set, and he steps off the back of the rubber, looking at second. Matos, who's out there, jogs back into the bag as the second baseman Kyle Marincons, last night's walk-off hero, was creeping towards second base looking for a throw. Irvin set again, hands at the belly button, and is 1-0. Breaking pitch, tried to front door it, but it missed inside, and it's now a 2-0 count. 65 pitches so far for the 22-year-old right-hander Jake Irvin, as he sets and delivers. That one's bounced foul, a fastball around the knees, and it's 2-1. 66 pitches now, 38 strikes for Irvin through 3 1/3. 2 runs on 5 hits against him, 2 Ks and 1 walk, as the righty makes his 3rd start against Lakewood this year. Looks at second, and he turns to second. Doesn't throw, though, as Matos back into the bag. His previous 2 starts for Irvin, as John talked about, were really, really good. A combined 11 2/3 innings, allowed just 1 run on 7 hits, struck out 15 and walked just 2. He sets, and the 2-1. That fastball's fouled back towards the press box, and that one came into the press box as John's got it on a couple of ricochets. Everybody's okay, but that one shot into the press box here at Municipal Stadium. It's not out of the question that it'll happen from time to time because of where the netting is positioned and where the press box is. Irvin sets, and the 2-2. A breaking ball is lined fair down the third base line, heading for the corner. Matos around third, he'll score. It gets by a sliding Connell in left field. Pelletier will score. All the way to third goes Stobie. A 2 RBI triple for Cole Stobie, and it's now a 4-1 Lakewood lead in the top of the fourth inning. No play Lara could have made at third. That was a hot shot past him. But a little bit of a mistake from Justin Connell in left field. He went sliding to try and stop that ball and let it get all the way by him to the wall. Maybe had a chance to keep it to just a 1 RBI double, but instead it becomes a 2-run triple. 6th hit of the day for the Lakewood offense against Jake Irvin, who had only had 7 hits in the previous 11 2/3 against him this season. And all of a sudden, it's a big early lead for the Blue Claws. For it being the third game of this series, we've seen a good amount of triples in this series. Luis Garcia had an RBI triple for Lakewood yesterday. Gilbert Lara had a 2-run triple for Hagerstown yesterday as well. Now to the plate, top of the order, Jonathan Guzman. Runner at third, 1 away, infield is in. And the first pitch fastball is poured down the plate for strike 1. So no errors against the Suns in the inning, but a couple of defensive miscues. That one's bounced to short, and the only play will be at first as Sanchez fields and throws there in time for the out. The runner, Stobie, was braking on contact, and he had too much speed for Sanchez to try and throw him out. He just goes to first for out number 2, but that's an RBI ground out for Jonathan Guzman, and it's now 5-1 in favor of the Blue Claws here in the top of the fourth inning. So the Lakewood offense continues to get it done against the righty Jake Irvin. And now with 2 outs and nobody on in the fourth, it'll be the left-handed hitter, or the switch hitter, Rafael Marchand, and the shift is on against him. He winds and brings the first pitch. It's a fastball that's skied foul and out of play down the left field line. Three runs in this inning, 2 runs in the second inning for Lakewood. 0-1. Fastball low, and it's 1-1. Marchand so far 1 for 2. Flew out to center in the first, and he singled in the third. Irvin winds. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A fastball in the outer half for a called strike, and it's 1-2. This inning started with a line out on the first pitch, then a Matos single, Pelletier singled, and a 2-run triple from Stobie. 1-2, fouled off. Marchand just gets a piece of a fastball in the inner half, and he stays alive. And then it was the RBI bounce out to short off the bat of Guzman to make it now 5-1 Lakewood. Irvin just trying to end this fourth inning. 1-2. Line drive, hit out to deep right center field. Cody Wilson back, and it bounces 1 hop in front of the wall and then over the wall into the Lakewood bullpen for a ground rule double. Irvin getting hit around in this one, 7th hit against him. And so far, that's already the 3rd extra base hit against the righty Jake Irvin. That ball was smoked off the bat of Rafael Marchand, his 11th double of the season. And here comes Luis Garcia. Garcia, really the only guy who hasn't had success against Irvin in this one so far. First pitch to him, breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Garcia, the switch hitter in the left-handed batter's box. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 1 swinging and 1 looking. Those are the only 2 strikeouts today for Jake Irvin. The righty sets and is 0-1. Another breaking pitch is pulled foul on the ground down the first baseline. And the count quickly 0-2. Luis Garcia, the only or one of two Blue Claws who has not yet been on base, and the only Blue Claw who hasn't really contributed in this game. 0-2. That one's grounded foul again down the first base line. The only other guy who hasn't been on base is Jonathan Guzman, who's 0 for 3, but his ground out earlier in this inning brought in a run, got him an RBI, so he's been a contributor as well. Garcia, 185 hitter on the season, but he's in the 3-hole. Irvin sets. 0-2. Lines it the other way. That one is down into left field, and it gets by Connell, and that's rolling to the wall. Marchand scores easily. Garcia around second, heading for third. The relay throw is not in time. RBI stand-up triple for Luis Garcia, and it's now 6-1 Blue Claws in the fourth. A 4-run inning for Lakewood here in the fourth. They already have 2 triples in the inning and 5 hits overall. 2 triples, a double, and 2 singles. Second RBI triple in as many days for Luis Garcia. And this is a big inning for the Lakewood offense. Irvin sets as Gutierrez comes to the plate. First pitch, breaking ball on the upper half of the strike zone for a called strike one. As the pitch count elevates as well, that's already right there, the 80th pitch of the day for Irvin. His 0-1. Another breaking pitch. Gutierrez tried to hold up. It was in the dirt, but he went around, said the home plate umpire, Evan Johnson. And the count quickly 0-2. Abraham Gutierrez, the DH, who hits from the right side. 0 for 1. A ground out to short in the second, and he walked in the third. That's the only walk in the game from Irvin, who's been in the strike zone, but a lot of those pitches have been hit. 0-2. Line drive hits softly right center field. Wilson in, Ryan Smith in, falls in between both of them for a base hit. Scoring easily, Garcia. Gutierrez into first with an RBI single, and it's 7-1. Lakewood leads it in the fourth. A 5-run inning for the Blue Claws. 5 runs in the frame on 6 hits. And the onslaught from the Lakewood offense continues against the Hagerstown righty, Jake Irvin. And that onslaught, at least against Irvin, will be no more. Patrick Anderson is out of the Suns' dugout. He makes the signal to the bullpen, and that's going to be it for Irvin. He had a solid first 3 innings of this one, but he has allowed 5 runs on 6 hits so far in the fourth, and will leave the game with a runner on first and 2 down. And the Suns trailing 7-1 at the top of the fourth inning. We'll get to the new pitcher for Hagerstown when we come back on the Suns Baseball Network.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face. When someone close to you passes away, it's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
Selection of Suns gear at our team store behind home plate or online at HagerstownSuns.com.
Let's go back to the ballpark with the voice of the Hagerstown Suns, John Kosis.
Back here in Municipal Stadium, it's still the top of the fourth inning. 5 runs in the frame so far for Lakewood, and they lead the Suns 7-1 on the Suns Baseball Network. The right-hander Jake Irvin is done for Hagerstown, and the new pitcher is the left-hander number 25 Jackson Steckinger, who will come in and look to at least finish this fourth inning and keep it at 7-1. There are 2 outs, and there's a runner at first for Lakewood. The batter is the right-handed hitter, the first baseman Luke Miller, who is 1 for 2 with a single, and he's grounded into a fielder's choice, has also scored a run in this one. The runner at first is Abraham Gutierrez, who just had an RBI single that forced Irvin out of the game. Steckinger out of the set. His first pitch, a breaking ball that's whiffed at by Miller, a good one, bearing down and in on the right-handed hitter. And the count 0-1. So far for Irvin, it's 3 2/3 innings, 7 runs on 9 hits, 2 Ks and a walk, but it could be at the most 1 more run. Steckinger sets 0-1. A fastball is taken high, pops out of the glove of Pineda, who was up to try and make a throw to first. But back in there safely without a throw is Gutierrez. Jackson Steckinger, who has been really good out of the Suns bullpen this year, comes on a little more of a mop-up situation right here. He sets the 1-1. Breaking pitch taken at the knees for a strike, and it's 1-2. He leads the team with 5 saves this year, so he's been good at the back end. But he comes in here, get a little work as well. He hasn't pitched since June 6th on the road against Delmarva, when he pitched a scoreless frame against the Shorebirds. No runs on 2 hits, no Ks, no walks. Lefty comes set. His 1-2 pitch. Ground ball hit right to second base. There's Marin Cons, he flips to short, where Jose Sanchez covering the bag at second, and that will finally end the inning for Hagerstown. But not before the Blue Claws strike for 5 runs on 6 hits, and Lakewood leads it 7-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th on the Suns Baseball Network.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
WU Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources.
Certainly has helped take us to another level.
At Anthony's Pizza Inwood location, nobody does it better. We make our own dough and we bake it fresh twice daily. That's freshly baked twice a day to make sure your pizza always tastes great. Take advantage of our Anthony's Pizza special offer. Get 2 large 1-topping pizzas, just $17.99. And when you buy 3 12-inch subs, the 4th one's on us. For the best in freshly made pizzas, subs, calzones, stromboli, lasagna, and more, it's got to be Anthony's Pizza, 372 Middleway Pike in Inwood. Call 229-7373 for delivery. Anthony'sMenu.com.
Bottom of the 4th inning at Municipal Stadium. It's the Blue Claws 7 and the Suns 1 on the Suns Baseball Network. Lakewood getting 5 runs on 6 hits in the top of the 4th inning, and they chase the Hagerstown starter out of the game. Jake Irvin's final line in this one, it was not one of his better appearances of the season. He goes 3 2/3 innings, allows 7 runs, 5 of them earned on 9 hits. Strikes out just 2, walks just 1. Again, over 3 2/3 innings of work. On the other side, it's Jordani Mosquito, who is still in there. The left-hander has thrown 3 innings. He's allowed 1 run on 3 hits. Has struck out 4, has not issued a walk yet. And he will face 3, 4, 5 in the Suns order. Starts with Gilbert Lara, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in this one. So 7-1 Blue Claws after a big top of the 4th inning. Mosquito winds and fires a fastball, misses high to Lara for ball 1. Shift on against Gilbert here. A slight shift though. Second baseman Garcia shading closer to the second base bag. 1-0, swung on and missed. Big hack at a fastball in the outer half. Count 1-1 now. as Mosquito goes into his wind. And the pitch, a fastball, misses in, and it's 2-1. Jordani Mosquito, 21-year-old left-hander, 6'1", 185 pounds, out of Santiago, Dominican Republic. Wears the number 30 uniform. 2-1. Fouled off by Lara, and it's 2-2. He was an 8th-round pick by the Phillies back in 2017. Last appearance for the left-hander came in relief. That was Thursday against Greensboro. He winds, and the 2-2. Way outside and high as well. And the count goes full. That was a fastball. In Mosquito's last appearance, 3 innings, 1 run on 3 hits against the Grasshoppers on Thursday. 2 Ks, 2 walks in relief. Payoff pitch misses down and in, a breaking ball in the dirt. And that's a leadoff walk to Gilbert Lara. And the Suns try and start the comeback in the bottom of the 4th. First walk for the left-hander, and not the time you want to have your first walk after your offense gets you 5 more runs and puts you into a 6-run cushion in the 4th. He walks Lara, and here's Jacob Rhinesmith, 0 for 1. Flew out to left his first time as he looks to extend his current team-high 6-game hitting streak. Rhinesmith, the Western Kentucky product, hits from the left side. Open stance, first pitch. Fastball is skied to shallow center. Pelletier coming in now drifts back a bit towards left center and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So Rhinesmith's got an 0 for 2 with a couple of fly ball outs, and here's Israel Pineda, who struck out swinging his first time, and the Suns catcher has an 0 for 1 as he walks into the right-handed batter's box. Jordani Mosquito has pitched twice against the Suns this season coming into today. This is his second start against Hagerstown. Also made a relief appearance against the Suns earlier this year. First one to Pineda is a fastball that bounces in, hits off the shoulder of the catcher Marchand, and bounds over towards the Lakewood dugout. Into second easily is Lara on the wild pitch, and the Suns have a runner in scoring position as they trail 7-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Mosquito in those previous 2 appearances against the Suns, they came on May 9th and May 16th. It was back-to-back appearances against Hagerstown for the lefty. 1-0 pitch, fouled back, big hack from Pineda. In those 2 appearances, Mosquito combined for 8 1/3 innings of work. He allowed 3 runs on 3 hits, but only one of those 3 runs was earned. He struck out 10 and walked 6 over those 2 outings. Left-hander peers in for the sign, now comes set at the belt. 1-1. Pineda takes a fastball high, and it's 2-1. So a lot of these Suns hitters, actually 7 of the 9 in the order, have faced Mosquito this season. 2-1. Pineda pops it up, first base side, foul territory. Luke Miller is over right by the first base coaching box. He makes the catch, and that's the second out of the inning. So back-to-back flyouts after the leadoff walk. Gilbert Lara still at second. And here's Kyle Marincons, who followed up his 3-run walk-off homer last night to complete the doubleheader sweep against Lakewood with a single to center in his first at-bat today. That was back in the 2nd inning. Lefty-lefty matchup here with a runner on second and 2 down. First pitch, fastball, paints the outside corner at the knees for strike 1. 7-1 Lakewood in the bottom of the 4th. Blue Claws got 2 in the 2nd, 5 in the 4th. Suns got their only run in the 3rd on a solo homer off the bat of Tyler Cropley. Mosquito comes set, 0-1. Another fastball. This one's just a touch low, and it's 1-1. Mosquito came into today with a 5.18 ERA on the season in 40 innings. It is 1-1. That fastball's lined towards right field, and it's in there for a base hit. Lara gets the wave around third. He comes in to score. RBI single for Kyle Marincons as the bat stays hot. And the Suns get one back. They now trail 7-2 in the bottom of the 4th inning. So Hagerstown at least answers and prohibits Mosquito from getting the shutdown inning. Again, 5 in the fourth for the Blue Claws, but Hagerstown gets one back and trails 7-2. Marincon's at first base with 2 down, and Nick Perkins will step in. Perkins 0 for 1 with a strikeout in this one as they appeal to third, but the umpire says that Lara touched the base. Although watching Gilbert Lara around third, it was pretty close. If he did get the base, he just got the corner with maybe the side of his foot. He almost missed third base, and somebody either on the field or in the Lakewood dugout saw the same thing. First pitch to Perkins is a fastball in the inside corner for a called strike. He thought it was a little in, shakes his head a bit. So somebody for Lakewood saw that Lara may have missed the bag, but they appealed to third, and now the umpires saw it that way. Mosquito set is 0-1. Fastball saws off the bat of Perkins, and a running catch is made by the first baseman Luke Miller on a little pop-up into the shallow part of the infield down the first base line. So the inning ends, but the Suns get one back on an RBI single off the bat of Kyle Marincons. We head to the fifth. It's Lakewood 7 and Hagerstown 2 on the Suns Baseball Network.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
It's the late nights. It's the early mornings. It's working in the sunshine and rain and snow. It's the dedication, the care, the hours of training that led to the winner's circle. It's our job, our passion, our lives. We are the horsemen.
We head to the fifth at Municipal Stadium. It's the Lakewood Blue Claws 7, the Hagerstown Suns 2 on the Suns Baseball Network. Game 3 of 3 with Lakewood here at Municipal Stadium. Game 3 of 7 of this homestand that will happen here right before the All-Star break. That starts on Monday, All-Star game Tuesday in West Virginia. Suns won both games of the doubleheader yesterday. They've clinched the series, but having a tough time trying to get the sweep today. They trail 7-2, and the starter, Jake Irvin, was out of there after 3 2/3. Jackson Steckinger, who came into the top of the fourth and finally stopped the bleeding after a 5-run Blue Claws inning. The lefty Steckinger will stay on and pitch the fifth against the Lakewood order. It'll be Carlos De La Cruz to lead it off. He led off the fourth as well, as Lakewood sent 9 men to the plate and scored 5 runs on 6 hits in the last inning. De La Cruz, the 6'8" right-handed hitter. Tall presence in that batter's box. First pitch from Steckinger. Breaking ball in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Shift on against De La Cruz. 3 infielders on the left side for Hagerstown. Steckinger on the season. This is his 16th appearance out of the Suns bullpen. 1-0. Fastball for a strike at the letters. It's 1-1. In his previous 15 appearances, he has a 2.51 ERA and a team-high 5 saves. He's worked 28 2/3 innings, make it a full 29 now after he got the final out of the fourth. 1-1. Fastball's line foul the other way, and it's 1-2. In his 28 2/3 innings, or his 29 innings, he's allowed 8 earned runs on 26 hits, struck out 27 and walked just 9. And has hit only 1 batter, and opponents are batting .250 against the 6'3" left-hander. The 1-2 is fouled away again on a breaking ball, and De La Cruz stays alive. Carlos De La Cruz, who's 0 for 2, reached on an error and scored in the second, and he lined out to start the fourth. Steckinger peering in with, again, the shift on. 1-2. Breaking pitch is grounded the other way. Perkins makes a sliding stop. He gets up, and Steckinger didn't get over to the bag. That's going to be an infield single for De La Cruz. Third infield single for Lakewood that's been hit to the right side in this one. And it's now a leadoff man on, and that's the 10th hit for the Blue Claws, who lead it 7-2 in this one in the 5th. Steckinger comes set as he now faces Malvin Matos. First pitch, fastball on the inside corner for a called strike one. Matos a 1 for 2. Grounded out in the second, singled and scored in the 4th. Left-hander, set again. Looks at first. And the 0-1. Breaking pitch is whiffed at. That was a good one, bearing in on the hands of the right-handed hitter Matos. And the count goes to 0-2. Steckinger working on 3 straight scoreless appearances right now out of the Suns bullpen. As he sets, hands to the belt now. Long check at first and the 0-2. Ground ball foul off the hands of Matos. Last 3 appearances from Steckinger have each been just 1 inning, but they've each been scoreless. May 30th against Rome, June 2nd against Rome, and June 6th against Delmarva. Over that span, he's given up just 3 hits, has struck out 2, and has not walked a batter. Hasn't walked a batter, actually, in his last 7 innings. Another 0-2. Breaking ball misses inside, off the glove of Pineda, bounces towards the backstop, and De La Cruz is going to head to second base. And that's going to be called a pass ball on the catcher, Israel Pineda. So a runner in scoring position now for Lakewood with nobody out, as they've got a 7-2 lead in the 5th. For Steckinger, he last allowed a run, or an earned run at least, on May 25th against Delmarva. He threw 4 innings out of the pen in that one and allowed just 1 run on 3 hits, striking out 6 and did not walk anyone. So although he did allow, or that was the last run he allowed, he was really, really good that time against the Shorebirds. Lefty sets, 1-2. Breaking pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. Steckinger gets the K as he sets down Matos for the first out of the inning. So Ben Pelletier will step in, and he really mashed against Irvin in this one. He had a 2-run double in the second, and then he singled and scored in the 4th. So the center fielder for Lakewood's got a 2 for 2 in this one. And now he'll face the lefty Jackson Steckinger. Steckinger set. First pitch. Fastball's fouled back. It's 0-1. Jackson Steckinger, a 23-year-old left-hander, stands at 6'3", 210 pounds. He was a 12th round pick back in 2017 by the Nationals out of the Junior College of Central Florida. One of the multiple junior college products on this Suns team. As the lefty brings the hands to the belt. And the pitch. Fastball is bounced to third. Gilbert Lara has it, looks the runner back to second, then throws on to first in plenty of time for the second out of the inning. So after the leadoff single, back-to-back outs for Steckinger. There's now 2 down, and Cole Stobie will step in. Stobie with a 1 for 2. He flew out to center in the second, although he did hit the ball very hard. But in the 4th, a 2-run triple that really started to break this game open a little bit. That made it a 4-1 game. And he later came around to score in the inning. Runner at second, 2 down. First pitch, breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. As the Blue Claws lead it 7-2 in the top of the 5th inning. Jackson Steckinger now on the mound, relieving Jake Irvin, who went just 3 2/3 in this one. Allowed 7 runs, 5 earned on 9 hits. Struck out 2 and walked 1. 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. A breaking ball in the dirt that Stobie chases. And it's 0-2. Steckinger looking for a scoreless fifth after he got the final out of the fourth out of the bullpen. 0-2. Line drive hit down the left field line pretty deep. It's a fair ball, and it bounces into the corner. De La Cruz scoring easily from second. Into second goes Stobie as finally Connell gets the ball back in. RBI double for Cole Stobie, his third run batted in today. And it's now 8-2 Blue Claws in the top of the fifth inning. So that'll snap a streak of 3 consecutive scoreless outings for the lefty Jackson Steckinger. And Lakewood, after giving up a run in the bottom of the fourth to the Suns, answers right back with one in the top of the fifth to extend the lead back to 6. Left-hander comes set. First pitch, fastball is fouled down the right field side, out of play. The batter is Jonathan Guzman as we're back to the top of the Lakewood order. Blue Claws now have 8 runs on 11 hits against Suns pitching in the final game of this 3-game set. Guzman the only one without a hit in this order today. First pitch, or second pitch to him, a fastball. It's high. It's off the glove of Pineda. And up to third goes Stobie. And that's another pass ball against Israel Pineda. Second one he's been charged with in the inning. So a rough inning behind the plate for Israel Pineda. And Patrick Anderson's going to come out of the Suns dugout for a chat here. Usually see Patrick Anderson when he's going to make a pitching change, but there is no action. Nobody even stirring at all down in the Suns bullpen. And he's going to have a talk with Steckinger, and you have to imagine with Pineda as well, who has 2 pass balls in the inning. With that ball going all the way down into the corner on the RBI double from Stobie, Carlos De La Cruz probably still scores from first on that ball, but it makes it a lot more difficult on him to score. Instead, with the pass ball, he went to second, and he easily scores on the double. And now another one sends Stobie to third with 2 down. And the Blue Claws leading 8-2 in the top of the fifth. Batter is Jonathan Guzman, 0 for 3. 2 groundouts to short and an infield pop-up. But his last at-bat was an RBI groundout back in the fourth. Steckinger sets as Anderson back to the dugout. His 1-1 pitch. A fastball is skied down the right field line, but it hooks foul, and that one will go, or will stay in play just barely. And then one hops out of play. No chance for Ryan Smith as it landed by the Suns bullpen. It's a count now 1-2 as Jackson Steckinger looks for the out with Guzman at the plate. Guzman trying not to be the only Lakewood hitter without a hit so far in this one. Lefty sets and the 1-2. Little soft liner towards right, gets by Marin Khans into right field for a base hit. Stobie scores easily, RBI single for Jonathan Guzman, and it's 9-2. The Blue Claws lead the Suns in the fifth inning. And now all 9 batters in the Lakewood order have at least 1 hit in this one. An offensive explosion for the Blue Claws here on a beautiful Wednesday night in Hagerstown, as they are looking to salvage the final game of this 3-game set. Here's Rafael Marchand. First pitch, fastball. He lines it just foul the other way as Perkins tried to get to it on a soft liner, but couldn't make it there to make the catch, and it's just strike 1. Marchand today is 2 for 3. He flew out to center in the first, but then singled in the third, and then doubled and later came around to score in the fourth. Again, 9 runs on 12 hits for the Blue Claws in this one. A little bit of a shift against him here as Steckinger brings the 0-1, and it's a fastball high as the count evens at 1. Marchand, the switch hitting catcher. This is his first time from the right side of the plate today. Steckinger sets, throws over to first, and back in there safely is Guzman. Of course, the righty Jake Irvin got the start for the Suns, but allowed 7 runs over 3 2/3. Marchand faced him 3 times from the left side, got the 2 hits off of him. And now he faces Steckinger, the lefty, and flips over to the right side of the plate. 1-1. Fastball's bounced foul down the third baseline. And it's 1-2. Marchand, a 20-year-old out of Venezuela. 2015 international signing by the Phillies. Started his play in their system in 2016 in the Dominican Summer League. Then up to the Gulf Coast League in 2017, New York Penn League last year, and now the South Atlantic League. Moving up once a year for him right now. The 1-2 is taken just outside. Fastball looked like it caught the corner. Pineda and Steckinger both thought so, as both of them started walking towards the dugout, but the inning will continue, and the count now 2-2 with 2 down. Runner on first, and a 9-2 Blue Claws lead in the 5th. Steckinger comes set. His 2-2. Ground ball hit to short. Sanchez is there. He'll flip to Marincons at the bag at second, and that will end the inning. But Lakewood adds 2 more runs, and the Blue Claws lead it 9-2 as we're halfway home from Municipal Stadium. You're listening to the Suns Baseball Network.
Ron Hawker here. You have no idea what Johnny's goes through to bring you the best seafood around. We have snow crab clusters, shrimp, crab meat, fish, all the best seafood you want at Johnny's. It's a tough job out here, but our customers are worth it. Johnny's with 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 south in Chambersburg.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson. We're here when you need us.
At HagerstownSuns.com.
Let's go back to the ballpark with the voice of the Hagerstown Suns, John Kosis.
Bottom of the 5th inning, it's now 9-2. Lakewood has the lead as the Blue Claws got 2 more runs off of Jackson Steckinger in the top of the 5th inning. 2 in the 2nd, 5 in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th. For Lakewood, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th for Hagerstown. So they've actually scored in back-to-back innings. A solo shot from Tyler Cropley in the 3rd for a run, and then an RBI single from Kyle Marincons in the 4th for a run. So if they keep that pace up, they'll have a good scoring output in this one. However, at this point, it won't be enough to come back in the ballgame. They're on pace, if they keep it up, to score 7 runs, but they trail 9-2 at the moment, as Jordani Mesquita is back out there on the mound. The 21-year-old left-hander, the starter for the Blue Claws in this one. So far through 4 innings of work, has allowed the 2 runs on 4 hits. He's got 4 strikeouts, and he's walked just 1 batter. As the lefty will face 8-9-1 in the order, starting with Tyler Cropley, who got him for a home run to left, 393 feet, his first time up. First pitch, an off-speed delivery, misses inside for ball 1. For Cropley, the normal catcher who's DHing today, as he takes high for ball 2. That was his 2nd long ball of the season. He's now hitting 190 on the year, as he's ahead 2-0 in the count to start the 5th. The pitch, a fastball taken down the middle for strike 1. Cropley, then Sanchez, then back to the top with Cody Wilson for the Suns in this 5th inning. 2-1. Take in on the outside corner for a strike, a fastball, and it's 2-2. The lefty works out of a bit of an abbreviated windup. 2-2 pitch, fouled back off the end of the bat of Cropley as the DH stays alive. 2-2 here. The pitch to Cropley. Ground ball down the third base line. Scoots just foul as it goes past the bag. And it remains 2-2. Cropley looking for 2 bags right there. Trying to start a rally again for the Suns, who trail 9-2 in this one. It is Bark in the Park tonight. If you hear the barking, that is not a sound effect. There are actual live doggos in the ballpark. 2-2, taken way up high, a fastball, and the count goes full. Seems to be a German Shepherd trying to conversate with some of the other dogs. Full count pitch, taken low for ball 4, and that's a leadoff walk to Tyler Cropley. Second straight inning that Mesquita has allowed the leadoff free pass. As Cropley now on base both times in this game against him. Here's Jose Sanchez, the number 9 man, 0 for 1. Flew out to left his first time. Left-hander peers in, comes set. Staggered set on the first base side of the rubber. And a fastball's on the inside corner around the knees for a called strike. 9-2 Lakewood in the bottom of the 5th. 9 runs on 12 hits, no errors for the Blue Claws. 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Suns. 0-1 in the dirt and inside, and the count evens at 1. Suns offense also has left 2 men on base. Lakewood, on the other hand, has left 5 on base. As we're through 4.5 innings at Municipal Stadium. Mesquita sets. Pitch. Fastball. Just misses outside, and it's 2-1. Jordani Mesquita, again, his 3rd appearance this year against Hagerstown. He knows a lot of these hitters, including most of the guys at the top, but he hadn't faced Jose Sanchez until today. 2-1, taken at the knees, a late strike call from Evan Johnson behind the plate. A fastball there makes it 2-2. Cropley and Sanchez, the only 2 guys in the Hagerstown order who had not faced the lefty so far this season. Of course, the first time Cropley saw him, he homers off of him. Throw over to first, and that's Cropley who gets back in safely. But the top 7 in the order for the Suns tonight have all faced Mesquita at least once this year, as he came into today with 8 1/3 innings in the books against the Suns. 2-2's taken way up high, a fastball. And the count goes full for the second straight batter to start this 5th inning. Mesquita in his last appearance in relief against Greensboro on June 6th. 1 run on 3 hits over 3 innings. But the appearance before that was not a good one. Payoff pitch is fouled back as Sanchez stays alive. On June 1st, he worked 3 1/3 again against Greensboro and allowed 5 runs on 5 hits, struck out 3 but walked 4. And he was able to bounce back from that his last time out and looking to do so again here. Lefty sets, payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Sanchez chased a fastball off the outer part of the plate. It would have been ball 4, but he swings and misses for strike 3. 5th K there for Jordani Mesquita. However, that's his first strikeout since the 2nd inning. He had 4 Ks through 2 innings of this one. 2 in the first, 2 in the second. But now he gets his 5th one in the 5th. And it's back to the top of the order with Cody Wilson. First pitch, a fastball misses in for ball 1. Talked about the history against Mesquita. Cody Wilson, including today, is now 0 for 5 against this left-hander this season. Today he struck out in the first, bounced out to short in the 3rd. 1-0, lines it foul the other way, and it's 1-1. Got a fastball up in the zone. As Mesquita threw 4 1/3 right now, his longest outing of the year is 5 innings. That was on May 21st against Delmarva. He allowed 2 runs on 4 hits over 5 innings and threw 70 pitches. His 1-1. Fastball outside, and it's 2-1. His season high on pitches was in his first appearance of the year. He threw 76 pitches in 4 innings against Hickory on April 6th. As the left-hander sets, 2-1, Fastball is lined into left center field. Pelletier over, but it bounces in front of him for a base hit. Cropley stops at second. Into first goes Wilson with a one-out single. 5th hit today for the Suns offense. And that right there was pitch number 73 for Mosquito, who again has thrown no more than 76 this season. This is already the second longest appearance for him this year, pitch count-wise. And we're going to get a visit to the mound here, and this might be it for the left-hander Mosquito, who works through 4 1/3 in this one, but he loses the baseball. He'll leave the game in the 5th. The Suns have runners on first and second with one away, trailing the Blue Claws 9-2 in the final game of this series. When we come back on the Suns Baseball Network, we'll tell you about the new pitcher for Lakewood.
Hey fans, the Suns only...
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
Whether you need business cards, banners, magnets, office stationery, or promo material, Panhandle Printing and Design can make it happen. Call 304-267-7400 for a quote, or visit us on the web at panhandleprintdesign.com.
New pitcher on for the Blue Claws in the bottom of the 5th, with Lakewood leading the Suns 9-2. But Hagerstown does have runners on first and second with one away. And after that Cody Wilson single, they have chased the starter, Jordani Mosquito. Mosquito so far goes 4 1/3. He's allowed so far 2 runs on 5 hits, 5 Ks and 2 walks. But both men on first and second, his responsibility. And the new pitcher is the right-hander Ismael Cabrera, who will come in and try and get the Blue Claws out of this jam as they lead at 9-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cabrera comes into this one. He has yet to allow an earned run this season. Of course, if he let these 2 runs in, they would not be earned to him. They'd both be earned to the left-hander and the starter Mosquito. He will start off his outing by facing Justin Connell, who is 1 for 2. He doubled in the first, flew out to center in the third, although he hit that ball very hard, but it was tracked down by Pelletier. So in comes Cabrera, who will make his 8th appearance with Lakewood this season. He sets, first pitch, fastball to Connell, misses low for ball 1. Cabrera has spent about half his time with Lakewood after spending half his time in High A with Clearwater in the Florida State League. Righty sets, looks at second, and the 1-0. Connell takes a fastball in the outer half for a strike. It's 1-1. Since coming to Lakewood, or overall in Lakewood this year for Ismael Cabrera, he's pitched 7 times out of the pen and has not yet allowed an earned run over 7 2/3 innings. No runs on 4 hits against him. He struck out 8, walked 2, and hit 1 batter. Opponents hitting just 154 against him in the South Atlantic League. 1-1. Connell drives one deep to left field, but it hooks foul and out of play, as that one had home run distance, but it's well foul. And the count now 1-2. Cabrera, who's in his 6th professional season, the 24-year-old right-hander, stands at 6'1", 185 pounds, a native of the Dominican Republic, out there trying to get out of this jam. Cabrera looks in and steps off the back of the rubber. He came to Lakewood in mid-May. His final appearance with Clearwater was on May 7th. First appearance with Lakewood was May 25th. Right-hander sets, 1-2. Connell fouls it back on a fastball to stay alive. His numbers in Clearwater early in the season, 6 appearances out of the pen, a 2.79 ERA. Gave up 3 runs on 5 hits over 9 2/3. Struck out 6 and walked 6. But again, 7 2/3 scoreless for him so far with Lakewood over 7 relief appearances. The righty sets, 1-2 again. A breaking ball is popped up in the infield. The catcher, Marchand, gives it a look behind home plate, and he makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So a big out number 2 for Cabrera. And now Gilbert Lara will be tasked with trying to drive the runs in here. With the Suns trailing 9-2, runners on first and second, now 2 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. Facing Ismael Cabrera, who last pitched on Sunday against Greensboro. Pitched a scoreless inning out of the pen, no runs, no hits, a strikeout, no walks. He threw just 11 pitches. Breaking ball is whiffed at and missed by Lara as it ran off the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Cabrera's been really efficient this season with his pitch count, especially at this level. 0-1 again, swung on and missed. Another breaking ball off the outside part of the plate to Lara, and it's 0-2. Threw just 11 pitches Sunday. The appearance before that on Friday, 2/3 of an inning scoreless, and he threw just 10 pitches. Right-hander peering in. Now he comes set. 0-2. Fastball is fouled back from Lara, and it remains 0-2. The work continues in the Lakewood pen. Another right-hander is throwing. That's the 6'4 righty Dominic Pipkin, who may be ready to come on in the 6th for the Blue Claws. Righty Cabrera sets. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with another breaking ball outside and below the knees. So the Suns get a couple men on, chase the starter Mosquito from the game, but Cabrera comes in and gets 2 outs to keep the score, and a 9-2 Lakewood lead as we go to the 6th on the Suns Baseball Network.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
Top of the 6th inning at Municipal Stadium. It's the Blue Claws 9 and the Suns 2. Thanks for joining us here on the Suns Baseball Network. Jackson Steckinger, who has allowed 2 runs over an inning and a third in relief so far, back out there in the 6th with his team trailing by 7. For Lakewood, 9 runs on 12 hits. For the Suns, 2 runs on 5 hits. Back in the 5th, Steckinger allowed 2 runs on 3 hits after he came in and got the final out of the 4th, relieving the starter Jake Irvin, who allowed 7 runs, 5 earned on 9 hits over 3 2/3. So it's Steckinger's job to just keep it at 9-2. He wasn't able to keep it at 7-2 in the top of the 5th, as again he gave up the 2 runs. And he'll face 3, 4, 5 in the Lakewood order. That starts with the switch-hitting second baseman Luis Garcia, who turns it around to hit from the right side for the first time in this game. First pitch to him, fastball, misses inside for ball 1. Garcia has a 1 for 3. He had an interesting day against Irvin. 1-0 pitch, fastball in the outer half for a strike. It's 1-1. Struck out in the first, struck out in the third, then delivered an RBI triple in the 4th, and eventually came around to score later in the inning. His second triple in as many games. The 1-1 is a fastball that's taken outside, and it's 2-1. 12 hits for Lakewood in this one. 4 extra base hits. That one's popped foul and out of play on a high fastball, and the count goes to 2-2. Steckinger, the lefty, works out of the windup. 2-2. Fouled back as Garcia stays alive. Luis Garcia has started all 3 games of this series. He had a 1 for 6 in the 2 games yesterday. Now a 2 for 9 overall. 2-2 is again fouled back, an inside fastball, as the switch hitter stays alive. Again, he has just the 2 hits, but both of them have been RBI triples. Another 2-2 is bounced to short. Sanchez fields on the run, throws on the run, and it's picked out over there by Perkins. Pretty easy pick for him, as it was a little bit of a short hop right into his glove. But a nice play all around for the first out of the inning as Steckinger retires Garcia. So 1 away in the 6th. Here's Abraham Gutierrez, the DH. He's got a 1 for 2, a ground out in the 2nd, a walk in the 3rd, and an RBI bloop single to right in the 4th. First pitch, breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1. Gutierrez was the last batter that the starter Jake Irvin faced, so this is the 9th batter that Steckinger has faced out of the bullpen. Jackson Steckinger winds and brings the 0-1. Breaking ball inside, and it's 1-1. For the Suns, they've been pitching it really well lately, and especially at home. Not the case today. 1-1 pitch is a fastball that misses up and in for ball 2. Gutierrez, right-handed hitter at the plate. 9-2 Blue Claws in the 6th. The pitch, fastball outside, and the count now 3-1. Steckinger has gotten hit around a little bit. He's allowed 2 runs on 3 hits, but he has not yet walked a batter. As Gutierrez steps out to readjust the batting gloves. The wind and the 3-1. Fastball in the inner half for a called strike 2. That was a good pitch to hit, but Gutierrez just let it go by. And the count full as Steckinger winds and fires. Ground ball hit towards short, and it hits off the glove of Lara, bounds over the head of Sanchez. Gutierrez digging for 2. The throw from Connell not in time. And aggressive base running gets him to second with 1 away. That looked like it was going to be a little bit of an in-between play, whether the third baseman Lara or the shortstop Sanchez would get to it. Lara got it with the glove, but it hit off the glove and bounced awkwardly over the head of Sanchez into shallow left. Connell came charging in, but there was too much time before he got to it. And Gutierrez never stopped around first, went all the way to second, slid in safely before the tag got there. And he's in scoring position with 1 away. Steckinger set now against the batter Luke Miller. First pitch, fastball misses high for ball 1. Miller at the plate today, 1 for 3, a single, 2 groundouts, and a run scored. Left-hander comes set. Looks at second. And the pitch. Fastball's cut on and missed. Luke Miller with the home run hack, but he missed it. He did have a home run in game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. A slicing ball hit down the right field line, fair and gone for a 2-run shot that gave Lakewood a early 2-0 lead in the 4th. Of course, the Suns would come back and win that one 4-3, and then walk it off to win the second one yesterday 6-5. But now trail 9-2 in the 6th in this one. 1-1. Pitch to Miller is fouled away, and it's 1-2. One of the more awkward doubles that you'll ever see on that last play, but Abraham Gutierrez gets the double in the book, his 6th 2-bagger of the season. And he's on second base with 1 away. The batter now is Luke Miller, who has 5 hits in 3 games here in Hagerstown this week. 1-2 pitch. Misses outside with a fastball, and it's 2-2. As I mentioned, it's been a while since the Hagerstown pitching staff has given up this many runs. It's been since May 20th. Lefty sets, looks at second, the 2-2. Breaking ball is bounced foul, third base side, and it remains 2-2. The last time they gave up 9 or more runs was on May 20th right here at Municipal Stadium against the Hickory Crawdads. That was a 9-7 Hagerstown loss. They actually gave up 9 runs in 2 of the 4 games in that series. Lost 9-7 on the 20th to finish the series. Also lost 9-4 to Hickory on the 18th. Steckinger sets. 2-2. Fouled off by Miller as he stays alive. The Suns' pitching has been the stronger part of the roster this year. Hasn't been great today. You have to go all the way back to April to find the last time the Suns gave up double-digit runs in a game. Of course, haven't done that yet today, but do trail 9-2. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off again. Long battle between Luke Miller and Jackson Steckinger with a runner on second and 1 away. And Lakewood leading 9-2 in the top of the 6th inning. The last time the Suns gave up double-digit runs in a game was back on April 28th at Municipal Stadium in a 14-4 loss to the Greensboro Grasshoppers. Steckinger sets. Looks at second. And another 2-2. Fastball in the inside corner. Got it for a called strike 3. Second K for Steckinger. Miller can't believe it. But now there's 2 down, and Carlos De La Cruz will step to the plate. That series against Greensboro, a 4-game set, April 25th to the 28th here in Hagerstown. The Suns pitching gave up a lot of runs in that 4-game series. They gave up 14 in the finale, losing 14-4, and gave up 13 in the Saturday game, losing 13-2 in that one. In total, they gave up 38 runs in 4 games. First pitch to De La Cruz, a breaking ball in the inner half for a called strike 1 to the big right-handed hitter, who is 1 for 3 today. Reached on an error, lined out, singled, and scored 2 runs in the ballgame. In that series against Greensboro, they gave up 38 runs, did win 1 of the 4 games. That was a 9-8 win on the 26th in the Friday night affair. 0-1. A fastball is skied to shallow left. Lara back. The shortstop Sanchez over. And Sanchez makes the call into foul territory, and he makes the catch to end the inning. A long inning, but Steckinger puts up a 0 in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's the Blue Claws 9 and the Suns 2. You're listening to the Suns Baseball Network.
Procter & Gamble brands are trusted in millions of living rooms, kitchens, laundry rooms, and bathrooms. P&G's Tabler Station plant in Martinsburg, West Virginia, is open and hiring. Candidates must be 18 years or older and possess a high school diploma or GED. No experience necessary. P&G offers an extensive list of benefits and starting wage of $17.50 an hour. To apply, go to pgcareers.com and search Plant Technicians, Martinsburg, West Virginia. Be part of P&G's most technologically advanced location in the world.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
Bottom of the 6th inning at Municipal Stadium. The Suns trail the Blue Claws 9-2 here on the Suns Baseball Network as another new pitcher is on for Lakewood. It's the right-hander Dominic Pipkin, who dons the number 10 uniform. Pipkin, a 6'4", but just 160 pounds right-hander out of California. He was a 9th-round pick of the Phillies back in 2018, and the right-hander who is somewhat of the piggyback guy on the back of Mosqueda today. The plan would have been, if it went perfectly, Mosqueda goes a full 5, Pipkin goes 4, and the Blue Claws win. But Mosqueda got into a little trouble in the 5th, so Ismael Cabrera came on to be kind of the bridge guy, and he got the final 2 outs of that 5th inning, and now it's Pipkin who could be tasked, unless he gets into big trouble, with finishing out this game and pitching the final 4 innings. And it makes that job a lot easier when your team gets you a 9-2 lead, and you have just 12 outs to record. Pipkin, the right-hander, enters the game with a 3.55 ERA on the season. And he will start it in his 6th inning, facing 4, 5, 6 in the Suns' order. And that begins with the right fielder, Jacob Rhinesmith, who's 0 for 2 with 2 fly ball outs. 1 went to left, 1 went to center. Still trying to extend his team-best 6-game hitting streak, as it's now tied for the best with Justin Connell, who doubled early in the game to extend his streak to 6 games. Pipkin out of the wind, first pitch, a fastball. It's at the knees for a called strike 1. Dominic Pipkin on the season. Spent the whole year so far with Lakewood and has pitched 38 innings to a 3.55 ERA as that fastball misses outside for a ball. This will be his 6th relief appearance. He's also made 6 starts, so it's his 12th appearance overall for the right-hander. And in the 38 innings, he's allowed 36 hits. 1-1 is outside, a fastball, and it's 2-1. 21 runs against him, 15 of them earned on 36 hits over 38 innings. 27 strikeouts, but he has walked 20 batters and hit 5 batters. As Rhinesmith grounds one softly towards second, Garcia has it in the shift and throws on to first on the run in time for out number 1. Rhinesmith retired. He's got an 0 for 3 in the ballgame. And here's Israel Pineda, who has an 0 for 2. Struck out in the 2nd, popped it up in the infield in the 4th. So Pipkin, although the ERA looks pretty solid, 3.55, he has really struggled with the control. 20 walks, 5 hit batters in 38 innings. First pitch fastball misses high for ball 1. And especially when he's not a high-volume strikeout guy. 27 in 38 innings, pretty good, but not extremely dominant. The walks become more of a problem. The 1-0 fastball paints the outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. Opponents are hitting .255 against the 19-year-old right-hander this season. 1-1 pitch is bounced foul at the end of the bat of Pineda, and it's 1-2. Again, Pipkin, a 9th-round pick last year by the Phillies, out of high school in California. As Pipkin will work out of the windup. And the 1-2 pitch, grounded softly, cut off by the third baseman Stobie, and he throws to first in the dirt, but Luke Miller picks it out for out number 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 up, 2 down for Pipkin, as here comes Kyle Marincons, one of the 2 Hagerstown batters who has not been retired yet in this game. Marincons 2 for 2 with a couple of singles, and he had an RBI single into right field in the 4th inning. Marincons, who has now had a hit in 3 straight plate appearances, and he's been on base in 4 straight plate appearances. If you remember, or how could you forget, he had the 3-run walk-off homer in last night's games with the Suns down to their final strike. That one is line back foul, and it's 1-1. He also walked in the 6th inning last night before the homer in the 7th. Of course, it was a doubleheader, 2 7-inning games. So 4 straight times to the plate, Kyle Marincons has reached base. 1-1, taken high, a fastball, and it's 2-1. Dominic Pipkin, the pitcher, spent 2018 in the Gulf Coast League with the Phillies. He had a 3.64 ERA and 29 2/3 as Marincons fouls it back. This year a 3.55 ERA in the South Atlantic League. So he's somewhat skipped a level, but his numbers have been pretty much the same year 1 and year 2 in professional baseball, coming right out of high school. 2-2. Marincons takes high and inside, a fastball. And the count goes full with 2 outs, nobody on base, and the Suns trailing 9-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. The right-hander works out of the windup. A little bit of a shift on against Marincons. The pitch taken inside for ball 4. They'll check to the base umpire to see if he went around as the bat kind of got put out a little bit because the pitch was so far inside, and Marincons diving out of the way moved his bat a bit, but it's no swing. And a 2-out walk to Marincons, who's now been on base in 5 straight plate appearances. And now it's Nick Perkins who will look to extend this 6th inning with his team trailing 9-2. Perkins has an 0 for 2, a strikeout in the 2nd, and an infield pop-up in the 4th for the Suns' first baseman, who's had a little bit of a rough day defensively today as well. Pipkin out of the set. First pitch, fastball on the outer half for a strike. It's 0-1. Dominic Pipkin last pitched on June 6th against Greensboro. 3 scoreless innings, allowed 2 hits, struck out 1, walked 1, and hit 1 batter. The 0-1's in the dirt, a breaking ball, blocked by the catcher Marchand. And he keeps the runner at first with 2 down. For Pipkin, it's his 3rd appearance against Hagerstown this season. Pitched against the Suns on May 9th and May 16th. Both of them, he was backing up Mosquito, who also pitched in those 2 games. 1-1. Fastball is lined towards right, off the glove of a diving Garcia, and trickles into center for a base hit. Marincons around second, never stops, and gets into third without a throw. That's a single the other way for Nick Perkins, and the Suns cover the corners with 2 down in the 6th. Looking to cut into that 9-2 Lakewood lead. Nick Perkins gets his first hit of the day. 6th hit for Hagerstown. And now Tyler Cropley, who has a solo homer in the 3rd and a walk in the 5th in this ball game. And he's got an RBI chance right here. As Pipkin sets. Looks at third, now the first pitch. Breaking ball is cued off the end of the bat, fouled on the first baseline. It's 0-1. Pipkin in those 2 previous appearances against Hagerstown, 8 combined innings. He has allowed 5 runs on 11 hits. Or excuse me, 5 runs on 9 hits, but only 3 of those runs earned. He sets, and the 0-1 pitch. Grounded towards third. Stobie is there with a backhand. His throw across the diamonds in time. And Pipkin comes in, works in and out of a jam in the 6th. We go to the 7th with the Suns trailing the Blue Claws 9-2. When we come back, I'll hand the play-by-play duties back over to John Kosis on the Suns Baseball Network.
It's the late nights. It's the early mornings. It's working in the sunshine and rain and snow. It's the dedication, the care, the hours of training that led to the winner's circle. It's our job, our passion, our lives. We are the horsemen.
Whether you need business cards, banners, magnets, office stationery, or promo material, Panhandle Printing and Design can make it happen. Call 304-267-7400 for a quote, or visit us on the web at panhandleprintdesign.com.
With the voice of the Hagerstown Suns, John Kosis.
Hagerstown trailing 9-2 here at Municipal Stadium. Top of the 7th inning. New pitcher coming on. Jackson Steckinger's day is over. Jackson Steckinger worked in and out of a couple of jams, so he had to throw a lot of pitches, but he finishes going 2 1/3 innings. He allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, both of which were earned. No walks, but he struck out a pair of batters. Now it's Christian Van coming on. Lefty coming out of the pen. Van able to throw out of a couple different arm slots. You see a lot more moving out of the side arm slot for Van. But first, let's go over his stats this year. 0-1, a 15.43 ERA across 3 games, and just 2 1/3 innings pitched. But it's a little unfair to name his ERA. His first 2 outings, he looked great. He only needed 1 out to get the first save of his career against Rome. He did that. He pitched 1 scoreless inning, allowing just a hit against Lakewood, but Delmarva roughed him up a bit, scoring 4 runs in just 1 inning. Van throws fastball, changeup, slider, curve. It's a four-seam fastball out of the overhand slot. From sidearm, he throws two-seam. That sidearm also sees the slider and the curve and the changeup coming from over the top of his head. Van, 6'2", 195 pounds. He was picked up in the 25th round of last year's draft by the Washington Nationals. And last year, he ended up having a 5.4 ERA in the GCL across 14 games. He totaled 60 2/3 innings pitched. We'll see if he can continue to pitch more like the first two games rather than the last game against the Delmarva Shorebirds. He starts off with an easier portion of the order. It's the bottom three: Malvin Matos, Ben Pelletier, and Cole Stobie. For a moment, let's take a break and let's look at what's going on in the South Atlantic League. Asheville is tied up with Columbia 3-3 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Delmarva trailing West Virginia 1-0. That first run scored in the bottom of the 7th for the Power. Top of the 8th inning right now, Greenville leading Kannapolis at Fleur Field. It's 3-1 there. And then we've had a couple games already go final, including Hickory and Greensboro canceling their game. They will not make that up. Augusta beat Lexington, 3-0 the score there. And Rome beat Charleston 3-2. So Augusta and Charleston tied for first right now in the Southern Division. That race going down to the wire, despite the fact that Delmarva already clinched over a week in advance of the All-Star break. Van throws the first pitch outside. The count's 1-0 to Matos. Matos, 1 for 3, has scored a run. And when you're glancing through, it's as though almost everyone in this roster has scored at least one run for Lakewood. 1-0 offering, a ball outside, counts 2-0. I'm not saying that as though it's the worst thing ever for the Suns. What I'm saying is it's more a balanced score sheet rather than seeing just one guy doing it all for Lakewood. Van with the 2-0 offering, right down the pipe. It's called strike one. Now it's 2-1. Guzman has not scored a run. Gutierrez has not scored a run. And that's it. Everyone else has scored at least one. A pair of players scoring two. 2-1 offering. Breaking ball called strike right down the middle. Counts now 2-2. Van won't blow it by you. He throws upper 80s fastball. Sometimes peaks at 90, 91. But nothing incredibly fast. He just throws a lot of breaking balls, and they have a lot of different movements. 2-2. Fastball outside. Now the count's full. This is the type of pitcher that Patrick Anderson enjoys. He likes lefties out of the pen, just like Jackson Steckinger, who's a reformed starter. Last year started for the Suns, and then Patrick Anderson said, hey, let's see how you look from the bullpen. He looked good enough that the Washington Nationals agreed. Let's see what Steckinger can do from the pen. The payoff pitch, just low. It's called ball 4. Matos gets a leadoff walk. Sends Ben Pelletier up. Pelletier so far knocking the stuffing out of the ball. 2 for 3, but his one out, an RBI ground out. He's gotten 3 ribbies tonight. He's also scored a run after singling. He has a double in addition to that. Van settles in. Glances at first from the stretch. The pitch, a breaking ball called strike at the knees, and now the count's 0-1. We already looked around the South Atlantic League, but there's something of note that just came to final in the affiliation system. That's the score between the Richmond Flying Squirrels and the Harrisburg Senators. Van glances at first, throws home, swung on and missed. The count's 0-2. The final score, 1-0. Richmond ends up winning, and that's abnormal enough. But the Harrisburg Senators had a no-hitter going through 9 innings. Ben Bramer got the start. He went 8 no-hit innings. He walked the first batter he faced. After that, he retired everyone. 7 strikeouts for Bramer. Van nods, 0-2 offering, lined right back into the netting. Count remains the same. Then Bunnell came out. Bunnell, 1 1/3 innings. He allows a run that's not earned, and he allowed the first hit in the 10th inning with 1 out. That hit, just a gimpy single that scores the inherited runner. That's why it's not earned. And that's how your team loses. 8 no-hit innings, you get a no decision. That's got to be a tough pill to swallow for the Harrisburg Senators and Ben Bramer. 0-2 offering, breaking ball outside. Now the count's 1-2. Meanwhile, certainly not a bad outing for Richmond. Obviously, they got a 10-inning shutout. Williams goes 5 innings, allows 1 hit. He did walk 4 batters, though. 7 walks from the Richmond Flying Squirrels staff. That's something you don't like seeing. Van settles, 1-2, outside. It's now 2-2. He's had some trouble finding the strike zone tonight. 10 strikeouts, though. 7 walks, 10 strikeouts. A lot of those indefinite outs for the team there. Just 2 hits, though, and the bullpen came in, 5 innings of work, 1 hit, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. You don't mind seeing that. Van Breeze from the stretch, the pitch, breaking ball, called strike 3 at the roof of the zone. Van gets the first out and first strikeout of the night for him. And it's still the 7th inning here, runner on first. Cole Stobie's coming up now. Stobie 2 for 3, he has a double and a triple. He's also flown out to center field. In some respect, he's done the hardest part of the cycle. That's trying to find a triple. He still needs a homer and a single, though. First pitch, fastball outside. The count's 1-0. A wonky outing here for Harrisburg. And the Suns just finished their first 1-0 loss. That came against Lakewood on June 4th or June 5th. Regardless, just about a week ago. 1-0 offering in the dirt. Now the count's 2-0. When you watch those types of games, it's frustrating because you get such a good start, and normally that means your bullpen's been pretty good as well. You know, sometimes your bullpen gives up the run and they've only been pitching an inning, but for the most part, particularly at this level, you'll see 6 innings from a starter, 3 solid innings from the pen. 2-0 offering, a breaking ball, called strike on the outer edge. Counts 2-1, that curveball coming in. But there's nothing your pitching staff can do. They hold them to 1 run. In fact, if you hold a team to 3 runs, that's a quality start through 6 innings for a starter. Your bat should pick you up. 2-1, ball outside. Now it's 3-1, 1 away. Hasn't been the case here for the Suns for much of this season. The staff's looked really good on the hill. The bats have been inconsistent. It's the only way to say it. In the first month of the year, through April, the Suns scored more runs than any other team in the league outside of Delmarva. Van checks over at first. Nothing doing against Matos. Month 2, bats fell apart, but the pitching staff came together. They posted the best ERA in the league. No exceptions there. Kick in the pitch, called strike 2 on the outside corner. Stobie watched it. He was about to toss the bat, but now the count's full with 1 away. Stobie sells back in, still 1 away, top of the 7th. Score 9-2, Lakewood's in front. Kick in the pitch. Called ball 4, just low. Van gets his 2nd walk of the inning now, just 1 away, and it's the top of the order 2 up. Not a recipe for success. You automatically put a runner in scoring position. Lakewood still not sending guys. You don't need to send a guy when you got a 9-2 lead. So Van facing off against Guzman for the first time. Guzman, 1 for 4 today. Van glances back, throws curveball just outside. Counts 1-0. Van hoping for a ground out to the middle infield at this point. It would get him out of the inning quickly. He's already thrown nearly 20 pitches. That first pitch ball was the 19th. Here's 20, lined right back in the netting. Skips up to the press box, lands on the metal roof over the top. Counts now 1-1. Just to show you how I was mentioning that the 15.4 ERA was a little tough and unfair for Van. He gets 1 out, and it's down to 13.5, dropping nearly 2 points. But right now, 2 runners threatening. 1-1, lined foul on the first base side. It's now 1-2. Van nods. Gets the call from Pineda. This is one of those games that is real hard for a catcher. Not really in the game. You're losing by 7. Trekking in at 2.5 hours. Pitch is fended off. Goes to the netting. Still 1-2. Day after a doubleheader where you're already working pretty hard as a catcher. Just hard to respond for Israel Pineda. The pitch. Again, looped foul, this time towards the dugout on the third base side. Still 1-2, 1 away. Suns trailing by 7 here. Lakewood out hitting them quite a few right now. Van working from the first base side of the rubber. Throws home. The pitch is hit right towards second. Scoop by Marincons. He tosses to Sanchez. The turn and throw not on time. Runners now at the corners. Matos able to advance. Stobie cut down. Guzman outruns the double play ball. So it's going to be a 4-6 fielder's choice. Just when you think Christian Van was going to get something to work his direction, it doesn't there. Rafael Marchand coming up. Marchand 2 for 4, a single, a double. He scored a run after the double. He's flown out and he's grounded out. First pitch called a strike at the belt, counts 0-1. Still plenty of baseball left here at Municipal Stadium in the first half. A 4-game series between West Virginia looming after tonight's game, the finale against Lakewood. The pitch, swung on and missed. Now the count's 0-2. Van starting to find that strike zone as he's settled in tonight. That series against West Virginia includes Pink Night, which has fireworks. We'll have a jersey auction after the game on Friday. Saturday's Fortnite night. Gonna have a lot of fun games and themes here involving the popular video game. And then Sunday we'll have a special Father's Day picnic. Head over to our website, HagerstownSuns.com, for more information on that. But it's an $18 all-you-can-eat picnic for a couple of hours. Gotta buy in advance. 0-2, breaking ball lone outside. Now it's 1-2. But that's a heck of a deal. I mean, you can take Dad out to a ball game. You get all-you-can-eat food for a couple of hours. It's just $18 a person. Find a better spot in Hagerstown to get that type of deal on Father's Day. And find a spot that's going to be able to serve everyone. Remember, you got to wait in lines on those days. 1-2, popped over towards right. Rhinesmith on the run, makes the grab. And that's out number 3. Hagerstown gets out on the top of the 7th. It's stretch time with the Suns trailing. It's 9-2 on the Suns Baseball Network.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
W Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population, of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources.
It certainly has helped take us to another level.
Let's go back to the ballpark with the voice of the Hagerstown Suns, John Kosas.
Half of the 7th inning, Dominic Pipkin coming back out. His job pretty easy. He just has to make sure that Hagerstown doesn't score 7 in the final 3 frames, because his team's up 9-2 right now. Dominic Pipkin, one of the top prospects for the Philadelphia Phillies, ranked 27th by MLB.com. The righty's got great stuff. We've seen it a couple of times this year already. And it's coming out of a year where the Gulf Coast League didn't treat him too well as an 18-year-old. 3.64 ERA across 3 decisions in 10 games. Just through 29 innings. He's already thrown more this year, but it's another point to him because right now he's in his age 19 season and he's pitching and pitching very effectively in the South Atlantic League, a league where guys are typically about 2 years older than him. So right now, he'll start off against someone actually younger than him. It's Jose Sanchez, followed by Cody Wilson and Justin Connell. Sanchez 0-2 today. He's flown out to left. He's also struck out swinging. The righty settles in. First pitch to him, a fastball tipped foul. Counts 0-1. Darkness engulfing Municipal Stadium and the skies beyond. White lights crashing down on the field. 0-1, line back and out of play. Counts 0-2. Blue Claws red jerseys popping. Hagerstown blending in a bit more with the sky. Blue jerseys. Navy. 0-2. Chopper towards third. It's gloved by Stobie. He throws across the channel and jumping. Miller's able to reel it in. He applies the tag while off the bag, and that's out number 1. 5-3 looks a lot more routine in the book than what just happened, but it's still out number 1 of the frame. Top of the order up now, beginning with Cody Wilson. Wilson just 1 for 3 today. He singled back in the 5th, but since then he's grounded out to short. He's also struck out swinging. So better results in each of his 3 at-bats today. Pitch is ripped over towards short on the run. Guzman makes the grab. That's a line out to short. Justin Connell coming up now. Connell 1 for 3 with that double that came back in the first. It's kind of where the frustration started for the Suns. Think about it. He hit that 1-out double, got moved over towards third, and that moved towards third off a wild pitch because Gilbert Lara struck out swinging, and then Jacob Reinsmith flew out to right to end the inning. At that point, Hagerstown was trailing 2-0. Eventually, they put one on the board, made it 2-1, but then it was immediately answered. Check swing, rolls the ball down the first baseline. It tails just foul in front of the bag. Miller gloved it, but just a bit too late. Counts now 0-1 to Connell. That 5 spot in the 4th was enough to put any fan in doubt, at least at that point. Your team trailing 7-1. Then it got worse. Hagerstown adds 1, but then Lakewood adds 2 more. And here we sit in a 7-run deficit. It's 9-2, Lakewood in front. Home half of the 7th with 2 outs. The pitch swung on and missed. Now the count's 0-2. Connell will gather back in. Connell steps back in. Taps the plate a couple of times. Pipkin kicks and throws. Line foul. Count's still 0-2. Lakewood getting their just desserts after getting swept in a doubleheader yesterday. And a tough doubleheader to be swept in. I mean, look at the score. 4-3, then 6-5. It's enough to lose 2 one-run games in one day. 0-2. Connell fends it off, just tipping it foul. But Hagerstown scores 3 in the bottom of the 4th and 1 in the bottom of the 5th to end up winning 4-3, excuse me. And Kyle Marincons hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 7th. So both of them come from behind victories to an extent. 0-2 offering, tipped foul again. That's 3 consecutive foul balls from Justin Connell now. Meanwhile, Pipkin's pitch count at 27, 19 coming in for strikes. Hagerstown managing 6 hits in this one, but just scoring 2 runs. And when you're looking through it and seeing all the added walks from these Lakewood pitchers, you would think that the Suns would at least be able to score a couple more, but right now just stuck at 2. Pipkin turns, throws. It's a chopper toward short. Gloved by Guzman. He throws. It's on time for out number 3. Suns go down 1-2-3 in the home half of the 7th, so it's on to the 8th. Hagerstown trailing 9-2 on the Suns Baseball Network.
Hey fans, the Suns only have one homestand remaining in the first half of the season. They'll welcome Lakewood and West Virginia in town June 10th.
Procter & Gamble brands are trusted in millions of living rooms, kitchens, laundry rooms, and bathrooms. P&G's Tabler Station plant in Martinsburg, West Virginia, is open and hiring. Candidates must be 18 years or older and possess a high school diploma or GED. No experience necessary. P&G offers an extensive list of benefits and starting wage of $17.50 an hour. To apply, go to pgcareers.com and search Plant Technicians, Martinsburg, West Virginia. Be part of P&G's most technologically advanced location in the world.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
But when he does get a hit, it seems to do a great deal of damage. Today's example, in the 4th inning, he had a triple, helped score a run, and when you look at it in retrospect, that's what kind of sparked that 5-run 4th inning. Luis Garcia, who's 1 for 4 on the day, he's coming up here in the top of the 8th inning. Lakewood leading 9-2 the score over Hagerstown in the series finale. Right now, the season series, Hagerstown's won 5. Meanwhile, the Suns have lost 9, and they're rapidly on their way to losing their 10th, winning just a third of their games in the first half against the Lakewood Blue Claws, which wouldn't be poor if it was last year. Remember, last year, Lakewood won both the first and the second half in the Northern Division. Lakewood had one of the best pitching staffs, not just in the South Atlantic League, but in all of baseball last year, obviously concerning which league they're in. They handled the South Atlantic League, but this year, Lakewood's 24-40. They're about to get their 25th win if they clinch tonight. And out of those 25 wins, 10 are against the Hagerstown Suns across 15 games. First pitch is a ball outside to Garcia. The count's 1-0. Garcia's most recent at-bat came against Jackson Steckinger. He grounded out 6-3. 1-0 offering, called a strike over the top pitch, and now the count's 1-1. Remember, Van has those 2 different arm slots over the top, and he pitches from almost submarine. 1-1 offering, a ball low, and now the count's 2-1. There are a number of pitchers who change arm slots like that and who primarily deal sidearm. Right now, one of the better ones in the league, probably, Adam Simber. Simber pitched for the Padres, 2-1 offering, ball outside, counts 3-1. And when Simber was pitching for the Padres, he just broke camp last year. Kind of came off the radar. He was not a highly drafted guy. In fact, he didn't even make his high school team. That's how he developed the abnormal throw. 3-1 offering, called strike at the knees. Now the count's full. He actually learned it from his dad as a 15-year-old after he didn't make his high school team. His dad said, look, you got to change something. Let's make an abnormal delivery, something that hides the ball longer. Payoff pitch is a ball outside. This is now the 3rd batter that Van has walked. Luis Garcia takes off the shin guard, heads over towards first base, and now it's Abraham Gutierrez. So Simber started learning how to throw submarine and throwing sidearm. It added a lot more movement to his pitches, about the same speed as well. Well, he was involved in that Brad Hand trade to the Cleveland Indians. And now he's been pretty effective in the Tribe bullpen. Van steps off the rubber, just watches Garcia as he heads back towards first. Another guy, a good sidearm pitcher, a guy who throws almost submarine, Shelby Miller. He broke with the Arizona Diamondbacks, a first-round pick. The pitch, a breaking ball called strike on the outside corner. Now his career hasn't really been sunshine and rainbows since then. Miller has struggled a lot. He's bounced around between a couple of teams. But right now he's with the Texas Rangers. This season, the pitch is called a ball, just misses up, I think. This year, 1-3, 9.47 ERA across 16 games, 8 of which are starts. That ERA double what it has been so far. In 2015, that was the season where Miller broke free. And at that point, he was with Atlanta. Pitch is going to be fouled off. Now the count's 1-2. He lost a National League high 17 games in 2015 while winning just 6. But here's the deal. He started 33 games and he had a 3.02 ERA. He just did not get any run support. He struck out 171 batters over 205 in the third innings, and he made the All-Star game. Throw back to first, not in time. So Miller got a case of bad luck as a 24-year-old, but since then he hasn't been able to figure it out. A 6.15 ERA in Arizona as a 25-year-old. 4.09 as 26-year-old, 10.69 last year in just 5 games, and then he was traded to Texas. So the pitch is a ball outside. So Shelby Miller trade ended up sending him over from Atlanta to Arizona. The pitch is a breaking ball outside. Now the count's full. And here's the deal. Diamondbacks shift off Dansby Swanson, as well as Ender Encarnacion and Aaron Blair. So a top pitching prospect, pretty good outfielder. And then Dansby Swanson, who we all know because of his story in Atlanta. Van, hesitating payoff pitch, fastball up and away. Make it 4 walks now for Van. He's only had to face 7 batters, but he's walked 4 of them. Dansby Swanson, now 25 years old, revisiting what he's been able to do for the Braves so far. This year, now hitting .262. 39 runs, 43 RBI, a .319 on base percentage. Remember, he's just 25, so still a younger guy. He's played full seasons for Atlanta as a 23-year-old and as a 24-year-old. About .235 average over the course of those 2 years, so it hasn't been ideal, but again, very young, has plenty of time, and he's a complete fielder. Still a positive WAR, 3.8 on the career. Still going through the rookie minimum salaries. Still not yet in arbitration. That comes after this season. First pitch is called strike to Luke Miller on the inside half. Miller enters 1 for 4 with a single. So a lot of guys able to throw submarine and sidearm and be successful. Chris Van trying to become another one of them. Van looks back at second. 0-1 offering. Called a ball outside, and now the count's even up 1-1. 2 runners on. It's Luis Garcia at second. Abraham Gutierrez at first. Both of them were walked to lead off this inning. We're still here in the 8th. 9-2. Lakewood has the lead. No one out for Van. He has labored through these first 2 innings. He still hasn't gotten an out in his second inning of work. The pitch just outside. He misses 3 consecutive times. Patrick Anderson's seen enough. He's going to have the bullpen start to warm. It's Trey Turner warming in the bullpen. Turner's been one of the most effective relievers for Hagerstown this season. He hasn't pitched in a while. You'd hate to see him come in a game like this, but you're going to have to. He's got to get his work in, and you can't let this get any worse. From the first base side, 2-1 offering. Curveball called strike. Count's now even up 2-2. This has not been the same Suns pitching staff we've seen over the course of the last 6 weeks. Irvin got lit up. He allowed 7 runs, 5 earned, 9 hits, and 3 2/3. Then Steckinger didn't look very good at all either. 2 1/3, 4 hits, 2 earned. Van throws, hits a fastball, swung on and missed. That's his second strikeout of the game, but still a lot of trouble here. Runners on first and second with 1 out for Carlos De La Cruz. So Van's now gone through 1 1/3, but he's walked 4 batters. So 4 outs, 4 walks for Van thus far. Carlos De La Cruz coming up. De La Cruz 1 for 4, but he scored twice, once after reaching on an error. Kicking the pitch, a ball outside, goes all the way to the backstop. That'll be a wild pitch. Garcia moves towards third, Gutierrez towards second. Christian Van heads right back to the hill. Asheville and Columbia still knotted up 3-3 in the bottom of the ninth. That's about all that's still going on in the South Atlantic League right now. A lot of final scores. The pitch is going to be popped over towards right field. Jacob Reinsmith running in on it. He'll make the grab. Tagging from third now. Luis Garcia feigns it, but he'll head back. So Garcia stays at third. It's just a fly out to right field. And honestly, this is a situation where you don't send the runners. Just for sake of sportsmanship here in the top of the 8th. Hagerstown's trailing now, 9-2 the score. Melvin Matos coming up now. Matos 1 for 3. He walked against Van. He was the first batter that Van has faced. So we'll see him twice now, despite only working 1 2/3 innings. It's part of what happens when you walk 4 batters. Van readies, he throws. Fastball called strike on the inside half. Counts 0-1. Still 9-2 the score. Hagerstown trailing big here in the top of the 8th inning. But at least you can set your hat on the fact that they won the series against Lakewood. 0-1 offering, breaking ball, check swing, but it's called strike nonetheless. Matos did not go around, but that curveball found the strike zone. Counts now 0-2. Van nods, glances back at first. Kicks and throws, fastball tipped foul. Count remains 0-2. Hagerstown has not allowed double-digit runs to score since they allowed that to happen in back-to-back games near the end of April. That came in a series against the Greensboro Grasshoppers, and funny enough, they've only allowed double-digit runs to score against them 4 times this year. 3 times it happened against Greensboro. Twice back-to-back, once at the start of the season. Van settles in. He throws 0-2. It's grounded towards second. Fielding on 3 hops. Marincons has it. Throws it to first. It's on time. 6-3 the ground out. No runs score. And now we're headed to the bottom of the 8th. The Suns trailing 9-2 on the Suns Baseball Network.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
Home plate or online at HagerstownSuns.com.
Let's go back to the ballpark with the voice of the Hagerstown Suns, John Kosas.
9-2 the score, bottom of the 8th inning. Pipkin coming back out. At least, at any rate, you've been able to see a really good prospect from the Phillies pitch. Pipkin, 29 pitches, 21 for strikes through 2 innings, and he's looked pretty good. Van hasn't allowed a hit through 2 innings to counter him. Van, a 25th round draft pick, but on the other side, he's walked 4 batters. Control has not been there for Van. His pitch count rising to almost 50 after those 2 innings. Trey Turner's working in the pen right now, and it looks as though Trey Turner's going to be the guy to finish out this game for the Suns. That means he won't be available for tomorrow's game. Gilbert Lara's going to lead things off for the Hagerstown Suns. Lara 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out a pair of times. He's also walked. Lara batting with an open stance here in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch from Pipkin, a fastball just high. Counts 1-0. Small strike zone for the home plate umpire tonight. 1-0 offering. That's rocked to right center field. Coming back, De La Cruz makes the grab. That's out number 1. Lara barreled up on it, but it gets caught in the humidity and the wind blowing from right field to left field. Now Jacob Rhinesmith coming up. Rhinesmith's 0 for 3 tonight. He's flown out a pair of times. He's also grounded out to second. 3-man right side of the infield continues for Lakewood. Every time someone's faced Jacob Rhinesmith, the lefty, over the course of about the last month, that's been the case. He's starting to figure it out, though. First pitch called strike. That batting average coming back to about what it used to be is at .292. He was selling .320 for a while. 0-1, a ball in the dirt. Now the count's evened up 1-1. Still 1 away here, bottom of the 8th inning. Hagerstown trailing 9-2 to the Lakewood Blue Claws. Pipkin tosses one in, a fastball called strike on the inner half. Count now 1-2. Rhinesmith spins the bat once. Pipkin throws it home. Fastball upstairs. Wind definitely picking up tonight. Tomorrow, a high percentage chance of rain, but the pitch is going to be roped over towards right field. Beats the shift. The second baseman, Garcia, couldn't get there. It's a single for Rhinesmith. That's his first hit of this ball game, and it keeps his hitting streak alive. Rhinesmith had entered today's game on a 6-game hitting streak. 8 for his last 23 games will make it a 7-game hitting streak, and he gets his 9th hit in his last 7 games. First pitch waved at and missed by Pineda. The count's 0-1. Pineda 0 for 3 today. He's popped out, grounded out, and struck out. Pipkin nods and throws home. Ball in the dirt. Counts now 1-1. One away, runner on first. It's Jacob Rhinesmith. He would represent run number 3 for Hagerstown, but the offense needs a lot of work to get back into this one. 1-1 offering. That's lined foul on the right field side. Counts 1-2. Hagerstown has allowed 15 hits in a game this year. Right now, Lakewood currently at 13. Van has stymied the hitting, but he's walked 4, giving him more base runners. 1-2 offering, a ball low and outside. Pineda working another deep count. 2-2 here. Rhinesmith on first. 1 out. Home after the 8th. And at this point, the narrative becomes try and get a couple back here so you can end the first half strong. Maybe not worry about winning this game. 2-2 offering. That's going to be roped over. Foul on the first base side. But at least if you can score 2 or 3, if you win the last 3 innings, you can have some momentum heading into tomorrow's game. And that's when the West Virginia Power come into town. They'll be here for a 4-game series. The pitch popped up towards right field. Miller's headed back, but charging over is the second baseman Garcia. He makes the grab. It's a pop out to second. Honestly, Miller, Garcia, De La Cruz, all of them were there. Rhinesmith still at first, 2 away for Kyle Marincons. Marincons has himself a couple of hits today. It's 2 for 2. A pair of singles. He's also walked. Marincons slightly closed stance. Kicking the pitch. Swung on and missed. Counts 0-1. Counts 0-1, 2 away. Pipkin just gripping and ripping at this point. 0-1. Swung on and missed again. And now the count's 0-2. So Marincons with a pair of hits today stretches his hitting streak to 5 games. 3 homers, including 1 last night. 0-2. Ball in the dirt. Now the count's 1-2. Amari Garcia and the Hagerstown Suns have spent a lot of time working with Marincon's swing. Marincon started the season with an open stance. Now it's closed. Bracing that front arm, trying to give him a little bit more power. It's worked. 1-2 pitch. Fastball up and away. And now the count's evened up. And the results truthfully coming in. Marincon's hitting nearly 260 now. And at the start of the season, there was a big portion of time where he was hitting 180, 190. So what happens when you work with these guys? The pitch, lined right back into the netting. And one climbs up over here. Count still 2-2, 2 outs. Home half of the 8th now. Nearing the end of this one, but Lakewood, a big lead. It's 9-2 over the Hagerstown Suns. 2-2 headed home. It's lined right back to the left of the press box. Count still evened up. Lefty sells back in. The other lefty, Rhinesmith, already singled. Pitch is going to be fouled back over the top of the press box. Count remains the same. Marincon stretching this to a 7-pitch at bat. The 7th one coming up next. Wind starting to blow in towards home plate. A lot of that rain tomorrow that's in the forecast early on in the day. The game actually looks pretty good. Around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, it should be clearing up. Perfect timing for the Suns. 2-2. It's going to be hit towards left field. A single right in front of Malvin Matos. Rhinesmith sticks at second base. He just advances one bag. But now the Suns have 2 base runners on for Nick Perkins. Make it a 3-hit game for Kyle Marincons. The guy's doing everything for Hagerstown over the last couple of days. Matt Hockenberry, a local guy, going to have a conversation with Pipkin. And this is that conversation that you have with every pitcher when there's 2 outs and you're up by 7 runs. Yeah, there are 2 guys on the base pass, but here's the deal. Throw strikes, trust your defense, you'll get out of it. There's no way that Nick Perkins can tie this game right now. Perkins can hit a 3-run home run. That's all he can do. So what Matt Hockenberry's trying to say here is just let things happen, see what occurs. It's Rafi Ganell who's warming in the bullpen. Ganell, righty, 6'2", 190 pounds. International signee out of the Dominican Republic, specifically from Monte Cristi. Perkins will settle back in now. Perkins, a single in his most recent at-bat. First pitch, a strike right down the middle. Counts 0-1. Pipkin leads off with the breaking ball, and Perkins tips his cap, and he says, you can have that one. The other game still happening in the South Atlantic League has advanced in score a bit. Top of the 10th inning, Asheville scratches 2 across the plate. A high chopper towards third from the bat of Perkins is gloved. Stobie throws it across the diamond. It's on time. 5-3 the ground out. We're headed to the 9th inning. Suns trailing 9-2 on the Suns Baseball Network.
At Anthony's Pizza Inwood location, nobody does it better. We make our own dough and we bake it fresh twice daily. That's freshly baked twice a day to make sure your pizza always tastes great. Take advantage of our Anthony's Pizza special offer. Get 2 large one-topping pizzas, just $17.99. And when you buy 3 12-inch subs, the 4th one's on us. For the best in freshly made pizzas, subs, calzones, stromboli, lasagna, and more, it's got to be Anthony's Pizza, 372 Middleway Pike in Inwood. Call 229-7373 for delivery, anthonysmenu.com.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
Back to the ballpark with the voice of the Hagerstown Suns, John Kosis.
Trey Turner now coming on for the Hagerstown Suns. Christian Van's night's over. Van goes 2 innings, does not allow a hit or a run, but he walked 4 batters. There's the bad part of his outing, but 2 strikeouts for him. Overall, an effective 2 innings of work. Now it's Trey Turner coming on 1-0 on the year with a .79 ERA. He has 2 holds and as many opportunities. He throws fastball, slider, and changeup. The 6'1" righty weighs 195 pounds. And he's played his last 2 games against the Delmarva Shorebirds. He's totaled 3 innings in those last 2 games, allowing just 1 hit. And get this, he has struck out 6 batters over the course of the 10 that he has faced. Not too bad for Trey Turner. The last time he had any form of decision came against Rome on the 1st of June. He went 2 1/3 innings, allowed a hit, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Trey Turner, a fun locker room presence, comes out of Fort Scott, Kansas, pitched at Missouri State for his collegiate career. And he throws straight gas. That's truthfully just the scouting report on Trey Turner. Choke up on the bat because you're going to have to catch up to a nice fastball. Ben Pelletier leading things off here. He's 2-4 with a 1.88 ERA. Turner working from the third base side of the rubber. Settles. The first pitch, fastball, just low. The count's 1-0. But Turner's attitude, something that speaks to the way that he pitches on the hill. In fact, everyone knows the name Trey Turner. Turner, obviously the shortstop for the big league Nats. 1-0. It's golfed in towards shallow center. Sanchez heading back, able to make the grab about 8 steps deep, and that's out number 1. He'll send Cole Stobie up. Stobie 2 for 3 tonight. He's flown out to center field. He's doubled, he's tripled, and he's walked. But Turner, he always says, I'm the Trey Turner. Ready to make a name for himself. First pitch, fastball, swung on and missed, counts 0-1. And if that doesn't speak to the attitude and the tenacity of this guy, I don't know what else can. Trey Turner in the big leagues, an all-star. This Trey Turner just trying to break into the league. 0-1, swung on and missed. He sneaks another fastball past him. And I'm sure he's heard it a ton. He's throwing the ball in at 95 miles per hour. He's got the stuff. But with the same name, albeit a different spelling, not T-R-A-E, this one T-R-E-Y. 0-2 offering, fastball outside. Counts now 1-2. But so Turner just trying to make his own name. And the dude, another thing to mention about his competitive nature, as he throws the 1-2 in. It swung on and missed in the dirt, way in front of home plate. Pineda takes the outside lane, throws to the covering Perkins, on time for a K2-3. That ball couldn't have gone more than 55 feet, but Trey Turner somehow got into the head of Cole Stobie enough where Stobie swung at that one. Jonathan Guzman coming up. Guzman 1 hit and 5 ABs already. But the Suns were having a dance-off in right field. This was coming around the end of May. So everyone just doing typical things. The cabbage patch, the sprinkler, just a bunch of little different things. Well, Turner comes in and does a front flip. First pitch, a fastball upstairs, counts 1-0. Obviously, the entirety of the Suns roster starts screaming. They can't believe that he did it. Everyone very excited. And Turner walks away winning the dance-off. 1-0 offering. A ball, that's upstairs. Now he's behind 2-0 in the count. Honestly, Turner, currently now with a .75 ERA, he would be in line to be an all-star type pitcher. The only problem, he didn't join the team until mid-May. 2-0, called strike on the inside corner, counts 2-1. Now be on the lookout because remember, in minor league baseball, or in the South Atlantic League specifically, you have a mid-season all-star group and you have a postseason all-star group. Trey Turner's one of those guys who could be on the postseason all-star group if he doesn't get called up. 2-1 offering, lined right back, hits the front of the press box, counts 2-2. 2 away here. It's the top of the 9th inning. Suns trailing 9-2 to the Lakewood Blue Claws. It's the final game that these two teams play in the first half. These two teams have already seen each other 15 times. This is Hagerstown's 66th game. 2-2. Ball low and outside, counts full. And these two teams aren't done seeing each other. There will be 2 series in Hagerstown that Lakewood will travel to. Meanwhile, Hagerstown will travel to Lakewood one more time. So a minimum of 9 more games. Payoff pitch. It's going to be popped up on the infield. Perkins calls everyone off, makes the grab. That's out number 3. Trey Turner gets them to go down 1-2-3 with 1 strikeout. Head to the home half of the 9th. The Suns bats need to score 7 to tie it on the Suns Baseball Network.
Hey fans, the Suns only have 1 homestand remaining in the first half of the season. They'll welcome Lakewood and West Virginia in town June 10th through 16th. There's plenty of fun to be had.
It's the late nights. It's the early mornings. It's working in the sunshine and rain and snow. It's the dedication, the care, the hours of training that led to the winner's circle. It's our job, our passion, our lives. We are the horsemen.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
To the score right now, Blue Claws leading, and it's the bottom part of the order for the Hagerstown Suns. Excuse me, it's Rafi Gunnell coming out. Pipkin's night is over. Gunnell, another lanky righty. We talked about him warming in the bullpen. 6'2", 190. Drafted out, or not drafted, but signed rather out of the Dominican Republic. This year a 5.9 or 5.19 ERA, so not the best numbers for the 22-year-old. Just 5 games played, though. 1 for 1 in save opportunities. This being a 7-run game is not a save opportunity. He's walked 3, has struck out 9. Despite the high ERA, opponents hitting just 179 against him. That'll finish things off for Pipkin, though, and Pipkin, 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts, but you don't need strikeouts to be a dominant pitcher. 3 shutdown innings for Dominic Pipkin. The whip a little over 1, but the ERA certainly goes down. It's at 3.29. So now it's Tyler Cropley coming in. Cropley homered in the third. It was his second of the year. He's also walked. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Marincon's now the lone bat to not get retired. And it should stay that way. He would be the 9th batter due up this inning, but crazier things have happened. First pitch, line back. Counts 0-1. Ball came back and bounced right in front of Jose Sanchez, who's on the on-deck circle. Cropley sells back in, 0-1 offering, fastball outside, counts 1-1. A lot of heat coming from Gunnell right now. Matching what Hagerstown did. Hagerstown throws Trey Turner, the flamethrower. 1-1. Fastball upstairs. Now the count's 2-1 to Tyler Cropley. One thing about guys who throw really fast, they don't have a lot of run or rise on their ball. 2-1 offering, ball inside. Cropley sees 4 pitches, and now it's a 3-1 count. The pitch, skied on the left side of the infield. Coming over in foul territory, Stobie up against the wall, but he's going to watch that one. It's 3 rows deep. He couldn't reach it. Counts full to Tyler Cropley. He'll retrieve his bat again. Cropley takes a hack outside the batter's box. He'll step back in. His team trailing by 7. His team with 3 outs remaining in the ball game. Bottom of the 9th. Gunnell steps into it. The pitch. Fastball upstairs. He walks Cropley, the first batter aboard for the Hagerstown Suns now. That'll send Jose Sanchez to the plate. The Suns have scored as many as 8 runs in an inning this year. It's possible. Sanchez settles in. The number 9 hitter tonight, 0 for 3. First pitch, fastball, called ball low. The catcher, Marchand, lowers the leather. He just says, calm down to Gunnell. Don't worry about it, Rafi. Righty Sanchez readies. 1-0 offering. Ball upstairs. Counts now 2-0. 7 pitches. 6 of them have not hit the strike zone. Gunnell choosing the third base side of the rubber. Kicks and throws. Fastball just outside. He's now behind 3-0. Sanchez settles back in. 3-0 offering. A fastball upstairs. He walks him on 4 pitches. Cropley moves towards second. All of a sudden, the Suns have something going. Cody Wilson at the top of the order due up. Wilson has singled. He's 1 for 4 today. Runners on first and second for the Hagerstown Suns. Gunnell throws. Breaking ball down the pipe. It's called strike 1. He slows things down and gets his 3rd strike of the inning. He's already walked 2 batters, though. Gunnell looks back at second. Throws home. A changeup. Called the ball upstairs. Counts 1-1. Gunnell now with 12 pitches. Only 3 of them have come in for strikes. Got to make him throw strikes if you want to swing the bat. Cody Wilson ready for the 1-1. Here's the pitch. A strike called on the outside corner. Now it's 1-2. Still no one out. Hagerstown trailing 9-2, but they've got 2 runners on right now. One-two offering. Check swing from Wilson on a ball in the dirt, but he's able to hold up, and now the count's evened up. Wilson settles in. Cannell looks back at second. 2-2 offering. A ball in the dirt gets away from the catcher. Cropley goes to third. Marchand retrieves the ball on the backstop. Sanchez moves to second. Now with no one out, 2 runners in scoring position. It's a 3-2 count to Cody Wilson. Wilson sells back in. Payoff pitch. A high chopper towards third. Stovey fields it on the second hop. Throws across the diamond. It's on time. 1 run scores. Sanchez slides into third. And he is safe as Stovey drops the ball. It'll be an RBI. Hagerstown now losing 3-9. Wilson RBI 5-3 ground out on that one. Justin Connell's coming up, his team trailing 9-3. Connell doubled in the first, flew out to center in the third, popped out in the fifth. And he grounded out 6-3 in the seventh. Righty coming back in, his team trailing by 6. Ganella's struggled to throw strikes. Here's one, ball inside. Connell turns out of the way of it. That's now 17 pitches, only 5 for strikes from Ganell. .10:20 the time locally here. First pitch was at 7:05. 1-0 offering. A high chopper again towards Stobie. Barehands it, throws. It's on target for out number 2. Back-to-back 5-3 groundouts that played a run. Sanchez comes in, and now the score 4-9. Gilbert Lard's coming out now. Lara 0 for 3, a pair of strikeouts and a flyout. Hagerstown staying alive. First pitch, ball low. The count's 1-0 after the curve fails to hit. Lara sells in again. Ganell throws. It's another popped ball over down the third base side. Counts 1-1. Lara settles in. 1-1 pitch fired home. Breaking ball called strike at the belt. Counts 1-2. Suns down to their final strike. That was the story when Kyle Marincons was at the plate yesterday, too, but then he launched a 3-run shot. One screamed right up the middle. It's gloved by Ganell. He runs over towards first, tosses it to Miller on time. 1-3 the ground out. 3 consecutive groundouts end the Suns' night. They lose 9-4 the final score. Lakewood gets the win. Dominic Pipkin will pick up the win. Pipkin came in relief and was able to pick up that win for the Lakewood Blue Claws. Pipkin is now sitting at 3-1 on the season. Meanwhile, Jake Irvin will get the loss. He's now 4-5 on the season. No save awarded. It was a 5-run game. So now we're going to hit a brief commercial break. When we come back, it's time for Connor Newcomb to come on and recap the game on the Suns Baseball Network.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.